your farming operation. A plan that can help you weather the storms that come your way this season. Call Farm Credit in Colby at 800-657-6048. Ask how we can help you with a crop insurance plan that makes sense for your operation. This entity is an equal opportunity provider.
The colors and cool selection found right now at Plum Creek Limited in downtown Colby. A lot of clothing in for ladies and young girls, from casual and sporty to dressy and formal. You'll find a big selection for the guys. Sports jackets, ties, shirts like polos and dress shirts. Remember, they rent tuxedos. Discounts on the sale racks right now at Plum Creek. They have a big selection of name brand jeans, too. You'll find a clothing style that's very unique when you shop now at Plum Creek Limited in downtown Colby.
Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. Darvin and his professional agents at Colby and Brewster represent a wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offer you the absolute best coverage for the best price on most anything you own. Auto, motorcycle, home, crop, farm. If it has a value to you, they can cover it. Strut Insurance Services is locally owned and operated with hometown agents that are experienced and offer fast claims. 1675 West 4th Street in Colby. And Brewster, just look for the big yellow sign of Strut Insurance Services. See their ad in the Next Tech directory.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. The Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride. Time for our school spotlight segment, and we have Dr. McNamara, the new principal at Colby High School, joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
You're in. You got it all figured out. Everything's running 100%. It's good to go, right? It's
nice to get into routines, and I think the students are already starting off to have a great start for the new school year.
Well, let's talk. We'll talk briefly about you, because you're new to Colby High School this year, and tell us a bit about your background and how you ended up in Colby.
Well, this is my 19th going on 20th or 18th going on 19th year in education.
Long time.
Long time, yeah. And I'm a person who always takes up on opportunities that present itself. I've been teaching the last 12 years in Kansas, outside in the Fort Riley, Junction City, Milford area for the last 12 years, and just finished my last degree for educational leadership, and this opportunity in Colby presented itself, and I feel like I've been here already longer than just a couple months.
Yeah, in and going, and I know there's a lot coming in where you have to kind of learn the staff and learn what's going on and that kind of stuff. A lot to pick up in a short amount of time, I guess, coming in.
Yes, what was great, I came at the beginning of July, and the nice thing about how hardworking the staff is, I had met a lot of the staff members prior to that first day back for staff in August. So I was already starting to build some relationships even in early July.
Yeah, but again, there'll be a lot of fun challenges when you get started and going, and I know that that first year, I think, is probably a lot of just taking it in and adjusting as you go, and then you really more game planning even more for the future.
Yes, it so is. It's me learning Colby as well as Colby learning me, and what has made Colby great. We are going to keep doing those types of things.
Very cool. Well, let's talk about what's going on at the school. We talk a lot about sports, obviously, when we're getting ready to do the ball game, but there's a lot that goes on at the high school, and that's one of the things that we like to do at this segment, is talk about what's going on at the different levels of at the buildings, and that's what's kind of fun about things, because we were just talking off air and kind of going through, well, let's list some things that are going on, and so we can talk about them and having a little game plan for our talk. But
yes,
in doing so, it's just kind of fun to see the gamut of all the different things that goes on at the school and how it affects. There's something for everybody.
Yes, there is.
And that's what makes it kind of fun. And that's the cool part about education, is everybody's interests are different.
Yes.
And it's cool that you have things for all those different interests, I guess, in the school.
Yes. Just this week, our cast list for the murder mystery of 1940, I believe, is the title.
Murder comedy mystery.
Murder comedy mystery.
I don't know what's funny about murder.
Yes, of 1940. That cast list was just announced. Mrs. Rundell is the advisor for that activity, and they are going to start reading lines starting Monday. So we're really excited about that. Performances for that will begin November 9th. November 9th and 10th, and so we're looking forward to seeing a lot of community members in our seats, as well as our family members and students supporting our actors at Colby High School. And
there's always, every year they do a production. It's always fun to see the kids, and I know they get into it, and it'll be it'll be good again this year, I'm sure, and Miss Rundell will whip them into shape.
Yes.
For sure. So November 9th and 10th on that one, and again, that'll be at the auditorium at the high school, and so... and I'll have more information out on the radio prior to that. We'll try to make sure you know where you can get your tickets or get to go to that. So, murder comedy or musical comedy. Murder of 1940.
Yes.
I think we got it.
I think, yes, it is a mouthful, but I can only imagine how great that production is going to be with the students that we have involved.
Well, with that title, it's got to be interesting.
Yes.
All right. That being said, let's talk about, we have a new FFA advisor.
Yes. We still have Sarah Sloan as our ag teacher and the fantastic things she is doing with that. I'm super proud of our cornfield, and that was a pull for me to come to Colby to have a high school with a cornfield. And we have Carly Beck, who is stepping in. She is one of our support persons at the high school as being the advisor to FFA. And I know the state fair is coming up, and I know we already have students who are going to take a field trip down to the state fair.
Definitely. And FFA, it's kind of a cool thing out here because agriculture is obviously, it's life in this area. And no matter what, you can't make an argument against it because it is. In every aspect, it affects everything here. And it's cool to see the interest in the FFA is still very high out here. And I think a lot of that has to do with Sarah and with the groups that have been involved in the FFA over the last several years and made it fun and interesting, and the kids are still a part of it. So it's awesome to see it still doing well.
Yes, and as an educator, where I grew up on the east coast of New Jersey, a mile away from the beach.
Not a lot of cornfields.
Not a lot of cornfields where I grew up, and so I do have this fascination with FFA and just the leadership skills and the opportunities that those students have in front of them with the different facets of FFA, and then what they can bring back to the community. I know that the FFA group, I was following their Facebook page, did a lot at the state fair. I mean, not the state fair, excuse me, the Thomas County Fair back in July. And it's just really great to see students really being able to succeed in places that they have interests in.
Okay, so we've covered ag, we've covered the acting. Let's go to another topic. We've got a good program upcoming here for the gifted students. A seminar that's going to take place in Oakley, and another topic there.
Yes, at the end of the month, our students who are in our gifted program, who've qualified for gifted services, participate in gifted seminars as well as specially designed instruction through Northwest Service Center, and they are going to be a part of a seminar with a professor from the physics department of K-State, and talk about lenses and refractions and a lot of those types of things. And Melissa Rawl, one of our science teachers at the high school, is actually going to travel with these students to this seminar as well. She's one of our science teachers and teaches physics at the high school. So we're not only tapping into student knowledge, but we're also being able to give a little of specific professional development for a teacher.
Yeah, educate the educators at the same time.
Yep.
Everybody's joining. I think the middle school's involved with this too. The middle school gifted program.
Yes, middle school and high school gifted program.
Cool. So that one's coming up. Let's see, homecoming week. Back to sports a little bit, but homecoming week is always fun at the high school, and I know you guys have some great activities planned this year.
Yes. In 2 weeks, we have homecoming, so we have a number of different student dress-up days during the school day. We have a Dr. Seuss Day. We have a Marvel Comics versus DC comic dress-up day as well. Yes, as well as a red carpet day where school dress code will still apply, but we want students to look their best. Thursday night we'll have our community bonfire, as well as Friday we will have the parade that is going to be a part of the community, and the theme is Paint the Win. Paint the Win. So the floats will all be under that theme.
Okay, and that'll be fun. See the creativeness of the different classes as they.
Yes, I know. Cosmic Crayon really is taking up the idea of this, and it really fits in with the Cosmic Crayons with our art club in this idea of painting the win. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what our student groups and classes come up with their floats.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing about homecoming, because you have your kids that go out for football, and you have your kids at volleyball or whatever the sports is, but it allows it brings everybody together for that week, and they all celebrate just being CHS as opposed to the different parts within it.
And I love how we're connecting so much with the community, and because that was one thing I have heard is how connected the community is with our schools, and it's great to be able to provide these different types of activities and spirit opportunities for the community to be involved with as well.
All right, well, we'll talk a little bit of football tonight, because it is the first home game of the season. We're excited. 3 weeks in a row at home.
Yes, 3 weeks away.
That doesn't happen very often, but nice.
Yes, and tonight we're playing lacrosse, so very excited about that.
With that, tonight we will get to see the debut, or we'll get to see Elvis the Eagle make his first. And I say that because we've had Elvis for a long time, but it's a new Elvis.
Yes,
a little more modern.
Yes, a new Elvis. We want to give a great thank you to Sunflower Bank and S&T Communication for generously donating to Colby to get a new Elvis. If you were at enrollment, you got a little glimpse of Elvis. If you were at the scrimmage, you got a little glimpse of Elvis, but Elvis will be in the house tonight.
All right, looking forward to that for sure. And a big thank you to those sponsors. That's awesome that they did that. Also, I know one of the things you wanted to mention too is thank you to the city and county for the parking lot. And if anybody's been to a game or just been to the school for anything, something that was overdue.
Yes.
And big thank you to them.
Oh, yes, and it was great. We thank the community, the city and the county for their generous workings with us. We love the partnership that we have with this town and the county, and to be able to you have them support us in this way. Also, we now have slanted parking, and so
it's angled. It's not straight anymore. So pay attention when you come.
Yes, and so I've already heard that's already been a great appreciation by members of the community who've come to, whether it be volleyball or other things we've already had at the high school.
Yeah, I think lost a couple spaces at the end of it, but
not too many.
But made it so much more efficient to get in and out of there, and the parking lot in better shape. So that's awesome too. And I know they're still finishing the roof.
Yes, thanks to Roof Masters, they have been working tirelessly, and we appreciate their hard work as well.
Keeping the facilities top.
Yes, because those are those behind the scenes things that we might not see all the time, but it was very needed, and we're great that we're able to address the needs of our buildings through many things.
Yeah, you can't have school if you don't have somewhere to go.
Right.
So it's nice to keep those up as well. So big thank you to all those. I appreciate you coming in. It's fun talking about all the different things going on at the school, and we'll kind of keep up to date throughout the year. I mean, this is, what are we, September?
Yes.
And this is already like 12 minutes worth of stuff going on at the school. That's amazing.
And we've already, and Doug and I totally forgot to talk about our NHS inductions that we had a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So we have the juniors and seniors who were inducted to NHS. That happened as well. You'll see NHS members at the football game. Part of their service projects is to help clean up at the end of football games. So
make their job easy.
Yes.
There are trash cans, so it's nice that they're helping, but let's let them get home.
Yes.
All right. Thank you again for coming in. Congratulations. Look forward to working with you in the future at Colby High School. And
yes, thank you.
Keep them in shape.
Yep.
The year ahead. Dr. McNamara joining us, new principal at Colby High School, on the pregame show today. We'll take a break, come back, and talk to the head coaches. That's coming up after word from our sponsor. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio and Colby Football on 100.3 The Ride.
When we come back, we'll check on all the other games taking place this week.
is one of the few events in life that is certain to occur, yet one we are not likely to plan for. Hi, I'm Jason with Ballman Mortuary in Colby, Atwood, and Oakley. Pre-arranging your funeral service is a great way to make sure your family is taken care of, even after you're gone. At Ballman Mortuary, we'll help you plan ahead and make sure that your wishes are taken care of, from the type of service, monument, and casket you would like. We can set up pre-funding arrangements designed specifically for end-of-life needs. At Ballman Mortuary, we are dedicated to ensuring that your loved one's memories are cherished. See our website at ballmanmortuary.com today for more information.
No one knows farming and ranching better than Farm Bureau Financial Services. After all, our companies were founded more than 77 years ago to serve the unique needs of farmers and ranchers. Today, we're the #1 farm insurer in our territory, delivering smarter insurance for agriculture. Farm Bureau AgWise certified agent Dave Brown in Colby and Atwood can help you get customized, comprehensive coverage that meets your needs. Call David Brown in Colby and Atwood to schedule your personalized on-site super check today. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agriculture Insurance Company.
Quality workmanship and experience are just two of the things you will find when working with Stevens Construction for all your agricultural, commercial, and residential construction needs. They are your local Butler and Lester dealer and are ready to assist you in choosing the steel or wood frame building you have been looking for. They also specialize in overhead door sales and service. Stevens Construction has been in the business for over 40 years, so stop by today and see them on South Country Club Drive in Colby.
There's a good chance that you can't go a day without running into a Colby Community College grad. It's a good thing, too. Around here, our graduates process your payrolls, clean your teeth, supply your beef, care for the sick, and a lot more. And our students know that when they leave CCC, they'll be able to make a living by making your life better. Find out more at colbycc.edu. Colby Community College. Challenge, create, connect.
100.3 The Ride. Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. The Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride. Time to take a look at other games going on in the GWAC tonight and the standings as we head into week 3 of competition this week. As of right now, 2 undefeated teams in the GWAC. Of course, the Colby Eagles and the Scott City Beavers are both 2-0 in the season. Scott City has actually played a GWAC game, though, as they were able to win last week over Holcomb. Speaking of Holcomb, they, along with Goodland and Hugoton, are all 1-1 overall on the season. Ulysses is off to an 0-2 start to the year. That's very rare. As for last week, Colby defeated La Crosse 49-6. Goodland defeated Ray, Colorado 45-6. Hugoton over Ulysses, that was a GWAC contest, 14-13, a 1-point win for the Eagles. Scott City defeated Holcomb last week 23-14. So, as we head into this week's games in the GWAC, of course, Hugoton here at Colby to take on the Eagles. We'll have coverage of that here in just a little bit tonight. Holcomb is at Ulysses tonight at GWAC play. Goodland, is not in GWAC play tonight. They're going to be hosting Clay Center. And Scott City is at Cimarron tonight. Speaking of Goodland and Clay Center, Ross Volkmer will have the call of that game on our sister station, 102.5 KKCI. Ross has a preview of tonight's contest.
Tonight on 102.5 U-Rock, the Goodland Cowboys have their second home game of the season, hosting the Clay Center Tigers. Both teams coming in 1-1 after losing their first games of the season, but bouncing back in the second games. The Cowboys coming off a 45-6 win over Ray, where senior quarterback Levi Archer threw for over 290 yards and 5 touchdowns to 5 different Cowboy receivers. And the Goodland Cowboy defense did their part in their bounce-back win versus Ray, only allowing 151 total yards of offense. And really, Ray did not score until the final play of the game when a lot of the backups were in. The run-heavy offense that the Ray Eagles have hopefully will prepare the Cowboys for the Tigers tonight, who come in running a triple option set and have so far ran for over 128 yards per game. This is not the same Clay Center team that the Cowboys saw last year due to the fact that a majority of their team from the previous year graduated, and so a much younger team led by senior wide receiver turned quarterback Peyton Lane, who's also the state champion pole vaulter from last year, as well as their two-headed monster in the backfield, seniors Cade Mendham, the leading rusher, and last year's leading rusher for head coach Todd Rice and the Tigers, Levi Fitzenmeyer. Both guys with over 100 yards so far this year and 3 combined touchdowns. Goodland Cowboys are kind of looking at this game as being a springboard type of game. If you go out here and take care of business to get a nice win versus a solid Clay Center team, it could really give the team a lot of confidence heading into GWAC play with Holcomb and Hugoton the next 2 weeks. Also, if the Cowboys were to win tonight, they'd improve to 2-1 for the first time since 2013. Reporting on the Goodland Cowboys, I'm Ross Volkmer.
Thank you, Ross. That is how we stand, and those are the games tonight as we head into Week 3 of Greater Western Athletic Conference football play. We'll take a break. Back with more of the Funk Optometry pregame show and the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
This is J.L. Evans, president of Western State Bank of Colby. Construction is underway on our future banking facility located on South Range across from the Colby Dillons. This new banking center will offer increased space to service our growing customer base, as well as a drive-up window, safety deposit boxes, better parking, and simply a more convenient location. With the investment of this new facility, we are making a commitment to Colby and the surrounding area. As we grow, we would like to say thank you to our present customers and invite anybody to check out the products and services that we offer at Western State Bank of Colby. Member FDIC.
Cornerstone Ag is committed to the Northwest Kansas community because they're proud to be a part of it. At Cornerstone Ag, the staff works hard to be your local answer to all of your grain storage and handling needs, as well as a great local marketing resource. Their service is fast and friendly, with questions being answered on site by their professionals. During non-peak times, they can even assist you with pickup and delivery services. Cornerstone Ag, where local customer service is not just a priority, it's the only way they'll do business.
We're with Dr. Sam Funk of Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie, and he has the next 30 seconds to tell you all the services he provides. Go.
Comprehensive eye exams for everyone in the family. Diagnosis and management of all types of eye diseases, including glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration, and diabetes. 24/7 emergency eye care. Red eye diagnosis and management. Vision therapy. Contact lens fitting and management. We'll help you find the correct ones for you. Glasses of all sorts, including sunglasses, bifocals, no lines. Options for laser surgeries. I do all the pre- and post-op care and get you to the right person for the job. We can repair and adjust your current glasses.
And time. For more information, see Dr. Sam Funk in downtown Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie.
This is Tom Harrison, Homeland Realty and Auction. If you are looking for a home, check out our listings. We offer commercial property, residential listings, and of course land. Now, if you're looking to sell, there's never been a better time. Our properties are advertised on the web, homelandre.com, newspapers, and on Facebook. Stop by and see us at our offices in Goodland at 1112 Main and in Colby at 1055 South Range. Let us go to work for you. Homeland Realty and Auction.
Time to catch up with Coach Fulton of the Hugoton Eagles, brought to you by Adams Bank and Trust. Now back to Chad Jones.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show and the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride. Joined by the head coach of the Hugoton Eagles, Coach Fulton. And Coach, first of all, let's talk about the season so far. You guys are 2 weeks into it, and you've had a couple of pretty good ball games.
Yeah, we're 1-1. You know, we lost the heartbreaker 3 overtime game the first week, you know, that didn't get over with until way after midnight. And then we came back the next week and won a nail-biter against Ulysses 14-13. And we saw a lot of improvement in that game, and those are the types of things that you want to have happen from game 1 to game 2. And then we just hope tonight that we'll continue with that road to improvement.
I tell you, that's tough on a group of kids when you have it's first game of the season, so you got enough to deal with. But then, you know, you get game going, you got delays for weather that pushes it way back. Then you get a triple overtime game. You talk about trial by fire right into week 1 of the season.
Yeah, and it's good for our kids. You know, we're really young. We only have seven seniors on our team. We only brought back 2 starters on offense, and so, you know, it really tested them, and they learned a lot about themselves, and we saw a lot of good things because of that. And that carried over into week 2 with a close game, and we were able to overcome some things and had some breaks go our way, and we pulled out the win.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this group of kids. You mentioned it's a young group. You've had such a good nucleus of young guys that had worked their way up through that system, you know, that all kind of graduated last year. And, you know, Degalotto at quarterback, and what a phenomenal job he did over the last couple of years. And that's the fun part about high school football. You know, you don't get to recruit and always have this great group there, but you also get to build a system starting up through middle school. They learn what you're wanting to do, and they see the other kids do it, and they've seen some success from that group that left. And so I know it's always tough when you got young kids coming in, but they had a good group to follow.
Yeah, and, you know, and with this group of seniors we have, there's only 7 of them, but at the beginning of the year we sit down and counted how many of the kids that they lost that had transferred to other places. You know, we lost one to Holcomb, we lost one to Valley Center, we lost one to Elkhart, we lost one to in Oklahoma, in the Del City area, you know, and so they were kind of a large class, and then just because of different circumstances, moved away and, you know, go from a class of double digits down to a class of 7. And they've done a good job, you know, carrying on the leadership from the last 2 years, you know, and they're finding themselves pressed and having to be two-way players and those types of things. So we're excited about that direction that they're taking us.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the season this year as you look at things. The GWAC conferences, this is, you know, first GWAC games with us, but I tell you what, it's going to be a brutal conference again this year. Some very, very good teams.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it last week, you know, Scott City beating Holcomb, and then you got Goodland team who brings back a ton of talented kids, and, you know, then you're going to have to throw in, you know, every week we play each other and beat each other up, and it's going to come down to, you know, those types of teams that can withstand that pounding week in and week out and see who rises to the top.
Well, let's talk about this week. You guys are on the road, and I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I'm envious of the road trip. I was glad when I saw the schedule this year. It's, oh man, we don't have that long bus ride to Hugoton's, but you guys get to make the day-long trip up here today to take on Colby. I tell you what, let's talk a little about this football game. It should be a fun matchup. These guys Colby and Hugoton have had some very good games over the last several years.
Yeah, the last several years we've been really competitive against each other and really have gotten after it, and that's just a testimony to the kids in both programs where they fight, they compete, and get after it. And we're excited about tonight's opportunity because it gives us a chance to play a really good team who is having a lot of success in what they're doing. And, you know, so we're looking forward to this challenge tonight because, like I said, it's going to be our first road game of the season. And we have to learn how to handle that because when we get into our district play, you know, we'll travel to Pratt and those types of places. So a game like this really gets you prepared and gives you a place to find out just where do you stand right now.
What do you expect to see out of Colby?
Well, you know, tonight's game we're going to see a physical team. They're going to come after you. They're going to throw a lot of formations out at you. And we're just going to have to be on top of our game, knowing our assignments defensively. And offensively, we're going to have to, you know, get after it. And our line is going to have to be a key for us.
And your line, again, that's another group of young kids in there, but they've done a solid job so far this year.
Yeah, they've done the first couple of games. You know, they're learning. You know, we've had a kid that had been sick for a while, so we had to move another kid in there. And so he's done a great job for us. And so we're excited about this opportunity to see where we stand against a good, solid football team.
What do you guys have to do to be victorious tonight?
You know, we have to take care of the ball. We can't have mental mistakes. We can't have turnovers. You know, we have to come and play our game, do what we're taught on defense, be sound tacklers, and handle the adversity that comes with every Friday night.
Well, Coach, I look forward to watching your kids play tonight. Good luck on the season, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, man.
Coach Fulton of the Hugoton Eagles joining us on the Funk Optometry pregame show. We'll take a break. Be back with more after a word from our sponsors. You're listening to the Eagles on radio and Colby football on 100.3 The Ride.
Farmers and Merchants Bank is celebrating 130 years in business. We're proud we've served the Colby area since 1887. Despite many changes over the years, we've always remained committed to our customers. We offer many online services as well as checking and savings accounts, IRAs, CDs, and various loan options. With 2 convenient locations and extended hours, we're here when you need us. You receive friendly, hometown service with all the modern conveniences you need. Farmers and Merchants Bank, 130 years strong and moving forward serving you. Member FDIC.
Losing a loved one can be the most difficult experience you ever go through. But at Kirstenbrock Funeral Chapel, we are ready to ease your burden during your time of grief. We serve all of Northwest Kansas and offer reliable and professional services, including funerals, monuments, and memorial products. Contact Kirstenbrock Funeral Chapel at 785-462-7979 and let us help you through your loss. That's 785-462-7979 or online at kirstenbrockfuneralchapel.com.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at McKee Incorporated know how to make you feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. Get up to a $1,600 rebate on a qualifying new Lennox system that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Call McKee Incorporated, 785-462-3132. 785-462-3132. For McKee Incorporated.
Can't live without your cell phone? But tired of the fees, overages, and expensive bills? We could all live without that. Maybe it's time to switch to Nextech Wireless. Save up to $60 a month with plans like our new Unlimited Everything Lite. Get 2 lines with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $100 a month. That's 2 lines, unlimited data, only $100. It's time to say goodbye to your carrier and say hello to something better. Nextech Wireless.
It's time now to catch up with Colby Eagles head coach Reese McKinney, brought to you by Adams Bank and Trust. Now back to Chad Jones.
We're talking to the head coach of the Colby Eagles, Reese McKinney. And, Coach, got to be happy, 2-0 start to the season so far. And the kids looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, we had a favorable outcome. Each week's getting harder now, so we'll really see what we're made of.
Yeah, definitely kind of got through. We had some non-con games left with Norton and stuff down the road, but get into conference play this week, first GWAC games of the season. A Hugoton team that's maybe lost some players from where they were last year, but still a solid group that's 1-1 on the year.
Yeah, they're going to come in and be physical and fast, so we got to prep, be ready. Be ready for our first real big test when we get into GWAC.
Let's talk a little bit about the season. I guess you're 2 weeks into things, and I guess as your season goes on, you learn more and more about your team week in and week out. What have you been most impressed with through 2 weeks of the season, and what are some of the things you're still looking at, like, we're going to have to improve here to get to that next level?
Well, always to get to the next level, you have to consistently get better every day, and then same every week. You've got to get better at everything you do, all facets of the game, and then you've got to work hard too. So I think that's the one thing I've learned about this group is at least they show up and work hard, even on bad days or days that don't go quite our way. We're still working hard. So
a little off this week. We've had hot weather, which we're not used to this time of year, and then of course the lightning. And I know that affected practice a little on Wednesday. So we've got to throw some little schedule changes in there on them.
Yeah, anytime you can't be out on the field, it's different. You had to go inside and run plays against formations and stuff in a wrestling room instead of out on the practice field. It's just not the same. You can't get the same kind of endurance, but same kind of conditioning, but at the same time, it might rest the legs up a little bit.
No, we just need to get a big indoor facility built, right? We'll get right on that.
Yeah, go ahead. Anytime. We would like turf on it, too. Please, 400 yards. Don't stop at the 50. If you're going to do it the whole way.
Make sure it's high enough to kick. So yeah,
right. We have punters and kickers in there for when it's hot, too. We can.
Air conditioning. We'll get right on that, Coach.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's talk a little about Hugoton. What have you seen from them on tape? What do you expect to see out of them?
Well, like I said, they're going to be fast. They're going to be physical. We're going to give them everything we got. They're going to fight. They're pretty stout, and they're looking forward to coming in and playing, I'm sure.
What is it, I guess, that you look at them offensively, they go last year from this Dagalata kid who threw the ball all over the place, not throwing maybe as much this year as they did in the past couple of years. What do you look at keys, I guess, for your defense in slowing them down? Is it a lot of edge rushing?
Well, they throw a lot of formations at you, so the first and most important thing is get lined up right. So if we can get lined up right on them, our defense has been pretty stout when we're in the right position and we're doing our own job. So Coach Wilderman has them set, defensive set to do that. And just as long as we get them in the right place, in the right formations, I think we'll have success.
All right. And on the offensive side of the ball, what are the big keys that you're looking for there?
Always spread the ball around, keep them so they can't keep them guessing. Don't let them key on any one person or one thing. And again, Coach Sims done a great job as the offense coordinator to get the guys ready. If you try to cheat, he's gonna expose it. So.
And that's been kind of the fun thing is you've seen a lot of kids that have been able to contribute offensively in different areas. So, say they're trying to take Stapp away, then good luck. You got to pick your poison with Jordan. And Jordan, it goes right down the line. You got a good group of kids and a lot of weapons on this offense.
Yeah, and it starts up front. I mean, you have people like Britt, Kyler, and X, Sean, Corey. on Tommy. They're all busting their butts in the trenches every day to get better to block for these guys too. So, don't leave them out.
Oh, I'm an old lineman, trust me.
They just never seem to get enough recognition. But yeah, our skill positions, Isaac on the outside, he could hurt you. Carter or Tucker out of the backfield, he runs the ball hard. Like, I'd hate to have him run me over. So yeah, there's a lot of skill position, a lot of talent, and some guys on the bench even that can come in and hurt you. So
it's been a lot of fun to watch him so far, and we look forward for this again tonight and get into GWAC play and get started with those with the big games here this evening. Coach, I appreciate your time. Look forward to watching the game tonight. We'll catch you afterward.
All right, thank you.
Coach Reese McKinney of the Colby Eagles. Be back with more of the pregame show in just a minute.
Tired of limits on how many times you can use your debit card without incurring a charge? Adams Bank & Trust offers a smart alternative. Check out our super smart e-checking account, the high-interest account that actually rewards you for using your debit card. The super smart account even includes Bazing, the mobile app that saves you money at thousands of local, national, and online merchants. Learn more today at Adams Bank & Trust, member FDIC. Some restrictions may apply. Message and data rates may apply.
Adding or replacing cabinetry can be a scary proposition. Not only does it need to look great, but it's got to be functional. And every layout and every family's needs are different. Northwest Kansas Decorating Center in Colby are cabinetry experts. They make the process easy and, dare I say, even a little fun. They'll take the measurements, design your ideal layout, and install the cabinets for you. With free estimates and multiple lines to choose from, they can work with almost any budget. Enjoy the process as well as the finished product. And remember, for flooring, cabinetry, and more, it's Northwest Kansas Decorating Center, West 4th Street in Colby.
Did you know that your body contains over 40 billion working parts and the nervous system acts as a communication speedway? Sometimes there's no warning when a problem is ahead, and a chiropractor can help determine if there's any interference in this great nerve network. In most cases, chiropractic care can eliminate the cause of your pain. Call Northwest Kansas Chiropractic at 460-0332. That's 460-0332. Or visit us online at nwkchiro.com. I'm Dr. Griggs, inviting you to stop by and see us and start feeling better today.
Let me ask you something. Are you still using that old couch or recliner from when you graduated college? Is the bed that you've had since you were first married starting to concave, causing you and your partner to roll into one another? If you said yes or even had an inclination, then it's time to go to Office Works and Home Furnishings in Colby, where they offer the best in home decor in Northwest Kansas. There they have the always comfortable Serta beds, a Lazy Boy Comfort Studio, the only one in the region, as well as a great selection of flooring from Shaw and Mohawk. Update your home today with Office Works and Home Furnishings in Colby. They also do office supplies as well.
Pizza Hut in Colby, Kansas is the place to explore flavor. Whether it's classic flavor like pepperoni, meat lovers, or super supreme, or something less traditional like the cherry pepper bombshell, the cockadoodle bacon, or nearly a dozen flavors of Wing Street wings. Pizza Hut in Colby, Kansas has your flavor tonight. Stop by for the amazing lunch buffet, dine in anytime, or call 462-8206 for delivery. Pizza Hut in Colby, Kansas. That's the flavor of now.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show and the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride. Thomas Whelan out this week. We have Jeff Quinzer in the booth with us this week. Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Not too bad, Chad. How you doing this evening?
Pretty good. Ready for some more high school football. We got our first conference game of the season. We got second week in a row at home, and we'll have another one at home next week for homecoming with Ulysses. But first conference game of the season. Yeah, as an old coach, you go back and look at it, and you kind of week one of the season, you kind of just want to get through with as least amount of mistakes as possible, and then really kind of judge where you're at from one week to the next, and then you get to week two, and that's where you want to make your big strides forward and see the bigger improvement. And now week three, it's really kind of settle down and want to see what you have in your team and where you're at, because you're going to get into the busy and the hard part of the schedule right now for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Colby's in an ideal situation. They've been able to accomplish, hopefully, a lot of those things you just mentioned. In addition to, probably the biggest thing is confidence. I mean, coming off of two big wins over Oakley and La Crosse, they ought to be able, coming into this game tonight against Hugoton, with a lot of confidence. I guess as a former coach and coming off of two easy wins like Colby's had, you'd hope to think that your kids don't come in too overconfident, because Hugoton is definitely a team that can, slip up on you if you aren't, coming and ready to play and realize that it happens on the field and not playing with too much confidence.
Yeah, and looking at Hugoton on this season, it's a little different team than what we've seen in the last several years from Hugoton. They graduated a lot. You look at the roster, and there's 7 seniors on this team, which, is a good thing to have 7 seniors when you do. But with that, these are 7 seniors that didn't play a lot. And you look at their lineup offensively, I think there's just 2 returning starters on both sides of the football this year. So they've replaced a lot. And with that, they've had to make some adjustments with how they do things. One of the things we've talked about week in and week out with the addition of the new head coach here in Colby is that he didn't come in and reinvent the wheel and change the offense and the defense and the coaches and start over. It wasn't broken, so we've kind of kept the same thing and gone with it. Now, Hugoton on the other end, and this is the hard part about high school, and you again know this as a former coach, you can't necessarily come in and like, this is my offense and this is what we do here. You kind of have to base it on the personnel you have, and we've seen that in Hugoton now. They had Degalado at quarterback for 4 years, who was a tremendous young man that could throw the ball very, very well. They don't have that anymore. This has changed to more of a running football team.
Yeah, and that's definitely to Colby's advantage, the way Coach McKee came in, and I'm sure he had some lengthy conversations with the coaching staff and realized that what Coach Gardner had in place was working, and why, like you said, reinvent the wheel and just step in. And the kids have already been around the system. These seniors have been doing it for now 4 years, and so they should know the system, and that's definitely a big plus for Colby. And like you said, Hugoton is trying to get the pieces of the puzzle put together, and I'm sure they've got some athletic and good kids on their side of the ball, but it's one of those things where whoever shows up tonight and decides to play will probably determine the outcome.
Yeah, and you talk about that with Hugoton a little bit, and okay, yeah, they're a running team now. They're not throwing the ball as much as they used to. They've made some changes on that side of the things, but they do have some talented young men there on the team. And again, this is a team that week number 1, they lost to Lakin in triple overtime on that football game, and it was a game that didn't get over till well after midnight because they had a rain delay or a lightning delay prior to the game. So they were tested a little bit there. They came up a little short in triple overtime, and then last week got a 1-point victory over Ulysses. So this is a team that's been in some wars early on where we haven't kind of been tested for 4 quarters of a football game yet.
And I think, that with the win over Ulysses, Hugoton ought to come in with some confidence as well, because Ulysses, year in and year out, has been a good football team too.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Kenny always has those kids ready to go, and it's kind of a weird thing. You look at the GWAC standings right now, and Ulysses is the only 0-2 team in there, and I guarantee you that'll be turned around a little bit before the season's all said and done. That's a good group of kids down there, but a tough football team. They, again, lost by 1 last week to this Hugoton team that we've got tonight. So I guess as we kind of go into this, you're looking at week number 3 of the season. We got things that you're looking for in this one. It's also the first GWAC game of the season. So this GWAC this year, we talk about it every year. It's great every year. It's really good. This may be the most together it's ever been from top to bottom, as far as Ulysses is going to be a solid football team. Scott City is very good again. They're 2-0. Colby's 2-0. Goodland's 1-1. Holcomb's a good football team. Their one loss was to Scott City in a pretty good football game last week. I mean, from top to bottom, it's a really, really good conference, and you got to come out ready to go and win these games that on paper you should win, and be ready for those wars that are coming down the road here in the next few weeks. They're going to be pretty tough for Colby. Big game tonight. It's a big momentum booster, and one that I think you got to get a win here to help springboard you into those really tough games that are going to be coming up here again with Ulysses and Scott City down the road.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think it's one of those deals where, like you said, the league this year is so evenly balanced, and you can't afford to have an off night, because that one loss or that one off night could cost you a league championship, with as even as this league is this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out at the end of the season. But again, it's going to be a pretty tough one going into it. Looking at Hugoton tonight, again, we talk about it's a lot of a lot of inexperience with this Hugoton team. It's more of a running team than we've seen in the past several years. But they do some things well, and there's things that we're going to have to be prepared for tonight. One of the things Hugoton does is something that we do a lot of, and that is they'll formation you to absolute death. And that's one of the things, talking to Coach McKinney, in preparation for this week, is you got to be able to, on the defensive side of things, be able to head to that line of scrimmage and identify what they're in, what the set is, and then know your assignments from within that. So there's more than just getting to the line of scrimmage and knowing it from there. You got to be prepared for all the different formations and what your responsibilities are within each one of those. Makes it a tough week to prepare.
Right, and I think Colby's got some good experienced players coming back, and I think they've been in those situations over the last 1 or 2 years, however long they've been playing at the varsity level, and so I think that would be a key in Colby's favor, is they've got the experienced players that have been in those situations and have had to recognize quick out on the field and make adjustments out on the field versus a young and inexperienced Hugoton team.
The other side of that is we do so much of it that, when they're watching it practice every day, they're seeing the million different formations, and so they kind of, you're seeing it on an everyday basis too at practice. But it is something they have to be prepared for tonight and make sure you're in the right place, both mentally on what your responsibilities are, and then physically in the right place at the snap of the football tonight. Offensively for Colby, I think it's just one of those games tonight that if we do what we do and we take care of the football and play our game, we should be, it's a team that I think we can move the ball against and score on. So I think the big key there is just not getting the penalties. That was the issue last week in the game, and fortunately with lacrosse, on that opening drive of the game, we took it down and scored, but I think we had 4 penalties on that opening drive of the ball game. We were able to overcome, and you can do that against teams maybe like lacrosse, but you're not going to get away with that in GWAC play. And so that's one of the big keys, I guess, in this game tonight is, all right, it's time to cut down on the penalties. It's time to be assignment sound. And if you can do that, we'll be in good shape.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. And, with an experienced ball team, that what Colby has is, the X's and O's and execution and stuff. I'm sure that's going to happen, but what a lot of times overcomes that, especially in a loss, is the number of times you leave the ball on the ground or throw a pick, or, like you said, the penalties. And, from here on out, it's a matter of just cleaning those things up and continue to improve on your execution on both sides of the ball, as well as on special teams.
Well, this should be a fun football game tonight. I look forward to kickoff, which is just coming up here in just a little bit tonight. We'll also have Gardner's Grade School Go-Getter coming up here in just a little bit with Coach Chris Gardner. We'll get his interview with one of the grade schoolers this week from Colby Grade School. That's all coming up as we continue with the Funk Optometry pregame show. Starting lineups on the way as well, and kickoff just around the corner. You're listening to the Eagles on radio and Colby football on 100.3 The Ride. Again, back with more of the pregame show in just a minute.
The Colby Free Press brings residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on the happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
You have a name, so the next time you travel to that big city Mega Monster sporting goods store, ask them if they know your name.
Well, give me a minute.
Ask them if they know Northwest Kansas and the tri-state area.
Northwest where? Is that by Wisconsin or something? You know what, I'm only part-time here anyway.
Now visit the Sports Shop in Colby.
Good morning, Sally. Looks like a promising year for the Eagles.
The Sports Shop offers the same great variety and selection as the Mega Super Duper sporting goods stores, but they're small enough to remember your name, your school mascot, solve problems, and answer questions. The Sports Shop in Colby.
Visit Colby Ag Center today to see the incredible 2016 Bolt from Yamaha. Bolt combines old school style, modern performance, and a powerful fuel-injected V-twin for class-leading performance. Looks like old school, just got schooled. For more information, visit Colby Ag Center. The Star Bolt from Yamaha. We build it, you make it your own. Dress properly for your ride with a helmet, eye protection, long sleeves, long pants, gloves, and boots. Do not drink and ride. It is illegal and dangerous. Specifications subject to change.
Help your body to heal properly with the professionals at Tina Harris Physical Therapy in Colby. Tina and her highly skilled therapists offer the best care possible, whether it's getting you back to 100% after an accident or just helping you reach your peak performance in your active lifestyle. Set up an appointment by calling her office at 785-462-8008. That's 462-8008. Tina Harris Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Center at 270 North Franklin in Colby. Live your life without physical limitations and pain.
It's time for the Adams Bank and Trust Gardner's Grade School Go-Getter segment. With our go-getter, here's Assistant Principal Chris Gardner.
Hi, I'm Chris Gardner, Assistant Principal, and it's time for Gardner's Grade School Go-Getter. Today we have
Nathan Cates.
And who is your teacher?
Ms. Rossmeyer.
And what is your favorite subject?
PE.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A scientist.
Do you have a favorite movie?
I like them all.
And a favorite food?
Probably mac and cheese.
And if you could go anywhere in the world, where and why?
Africa, because there's lots of interesting animals and stuff.
Can you give me something you have learned so far?
I learned how to write some cursive.
Good. Do you have a favorite sport?
Football.
And do you have a favorite team?
Broncos.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one sister.
Can you tell us one thing you've done to scare them?
I have this black suit, and one time I came up the stairs in it, and my dog started to bark, and my sister got really, really scared.
There you go. Do you have a favorite thing you do at recess?
Play football.
And give me one thing you think you're really good at.
Soccer.
Awesome. Thank you.
This has been Gardner's Go-Getters, brought to you by Adams Bank and Trust in downtown Colby.
With High Plains Co-op, it's great to know that the more things change, the more things stay the same. High Plains Co-op with locations in Hoxie, Dresden, Grainfield, Gem, Halford, Park, Selden, and in Levant. They're here to give you the service you deserve. High Plains Co-op is available for your grain, fuel, and feed needs. Check out their website at highplainscoop.com for up-to-date markets. Standing with you is High Plains Co-op.
Service Master in Colby, Kansas wants you to know that your carpet is like a huge air filter, trapping dust mites, pollen, bacteria, and every time you walk across your carpet, you stir those things up in the air, and you and your family are breathing all that in. It can irritate your lungs, complicate asthma, even make you sick. But for more than 50 years, Service Master Clean has been serving both residential and commercial customers. The pros at Service Master will do whatever it takes to make sure you and your family live in a happy, healthy, clean home. Call Service Master at 785-462-3423 to get started today. Your family is worth it.
September is Ram Power Days at Colby Dodge. Take advantage of discounts up to $10,250 off MSRP on new 2017 Ram 1500s. We have a great selection of Ram trucks in stock, equipped with popular packages to meet your needs, such as the Laramie, Rebel, and Tradesman, and Express. Stop by and visit with a salesperson and see which package suits your needs. Visit us in person at exit 53 I-70, Colby, Kansas, or online at colbydodge.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'll take a small Coke.
And I'll have a large, please.
You know, you can get any size Coke for just $1, right?
So, a small Coke is just $1?
Uh-huh.
And a large is just $1?
Yes. Are you guys okay?
You just blew our different size minds. Sorry, he got excited again.
It's nice getting any size bang for your buck. So come into McDonald's and get an ice-cold, delicious any size Coke for just $1. A la carte only. Price and participation may vary.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. Time to take a look at the starting lineups. They're brought to you tonight by Farm Bureau Insurance Agent David Brown with offices in Colby and Atwood, Kansas. See Dave and the crew for all your insurance needs. Starting lineup tonight, we'll look at the offensive starters for both teams tonight. Up front for the Eagles, this group has been solid all year long. Sean Rawl, Thomas Klein. On the left side of that offensive line, Rawl at the left guard or left tackle position, Klein at the left guard for Colby. Kyler Britt will be at center tonight. The right side of the line will have Corey Finley at guard, and Xavier Slavens at the right tackle position. Wideouts for Colby are Isaac Rosales. He wears number 15. He's a junior. He's got one pass for 14 yards on the season. Carter Stanley will get to start at the other wide receiver position for the Colby Eagles. He has 2 catches for 25 yards and a touchdown coming into the game tonight. In the backfield for the Colby Eagles, of course, Zach Hart will be under center again. Zach's had a great start to the season, 21 of 33 passing, 252 yards and a touchdown on the year coming into the game tonight, averaging about 126 yards per game passing on the season. He's also rushed for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season as well. In the backfield with him will be Tucker Branham. Branham with 2 carries for 8 yards on the season. He's also got 1 catch for 14 yards. Calvin Stapp will get the start as well. 12 carries, 103 yards rushing on the season for a touchdown as well. He also has 10 catches for 90 yards on the season. And Jordan Shippers will get the start as well for Colby. Shippers, again, off to a great start. 14 carries, 274 yards rushing on the season. He's averaging just under 140 yards rushing per game on the year. He does have 4 rushing touchdowns to go along with 1 receiving touchdown and 108 yards in receptions on the year coming into the game. That is how the offensive starters look for the Colby Eagles. We're going to look at the offensive starters as well for the Hugoton Eagles tonight. This is a new group, just 2 returning starters for Hugoton. On the left side of the line is David Cruz and Nick Gold. Cruz, the left tackle, Gold, the left guard. Michael Mendoza is the new center for the Hugoton Eagles tonight. On the right side of the line, we'll see Peter Lowen, a junior, and Jeff Persinger, one of the returning starters, will be at right tackle tonight. The tight end will be Jagger Hurl. He is a junior. He has had 5 catches for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. Dawson Burnett will get the start at the X receiver. He is a senior that wears number 2. He has 1 catch for 3 yards on the year. And the Z receiver for Hugoton will be Braden Slimp. He is a senior. He wears number 80, 2 catches, 32 yards on the season. Running back will be Dawson Kerbo. He wears number 21. He is a junior with 30 carries for 101 yards on the season. Marcus Beza will get to start at tailback. He has 20 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown on the year. And Manny Mendoza, the new quarterback for the Hugoton Eagles, he is a senior. He's 8 of 20 passing for 60 yards total on the season, averaging just 30 yards per game through the air. Does have 30 carries for 120 yards on the year for the Hugoton Eagles. And those are the look at the starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance Agent David Brown with offices in Colby and Atwood. Stay tuned. Kickoff coming up in just a minute.
This time of the year can get a little stressful on your finances. If you're in the need for any type of loan, come in and talk to their local grown loan officers at the People's State Bank. They live in this area, so they know this area. They pride themselves on getting you the fastest response possible. Since most of them have been in business or have come off the farm, they really do know the local ag economy. They want to take this time and thank you for your patronage at the People's State Bank, with locations in Colby, Oakley, Hoxie, Goodland, and McDonald. The People's State Bank, member FDIC.
For one-stop shopping in Colby, Kansas, don't forget about Colby's Walmart. Walmart in Colby has a great selection of grocery items in the store. From meat to macaroni, they've got it in the grocery department of Walmart. And, of course, all the latest movies on DVD or Blu-ray, as well as your favorite PlayStation or Wii games. Walmart in Colby also has clothes, dog food, and, of course, a pharmacy there to serve you as well. Walmart of Colby, proud to be part of the community and proud to support local high school student-athletes. For all your one-stop shopping, it's Walmart in Colby. Do you like tacos, making people smile, and being an original? Then Taco John's wants you. Taco John's has employment opportunities for all shifts, with great new employee benefit package available, plus competitive compensation that includes a higher starting wage if you have experience in the food industry. You can apply in person today between 2 and 4 p.m. or go to workinwesternkansas.com. That's workinwesternkansas.com. Taco John's, be an original.
Hi, I'm Ashley Rail from Farm Credit of Western Kansas, your local multi-peril and crop hail agent. We can help you protect your investment in this season's crop with a risk management plan that's right for your farming operation. A plan that can help you weather the storms that come your way this season. Call Farm Credit in Colby at 800-657-6048. Ask how we can help you with a crop insurance plan that makes sense for your operation. This entity is an equal opportunity provider.
for kickoff. With the call of tonight's ball game, here's Chad Jones and Thomas Wheeland.
Jones alongside Jeff Quinter tonight as we get set for the Eagles on radio, and a very warm night for high school football. It's been a weird year. I mean, I remember doing the Oakland game a couple of years ago, and it was so dang cold. We were getting space heaters and blankets and all that, and this year it's 90 degrees, and we're getting ready to play week 3 of the season.
Summer and September, we're paying for those nice, cool June, July, August days for sure.
We will probably see some hydration breaks today by the officials to make sure not only the kids have a little water, but themselves as well. As we get set for kickoff tonight, the Hugoton Eagles in town to take on your Colby Eagles tonight. I predict an Eagle victory this evening. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. Hugoton will kick the ball to start the game as we're getting set here tonight. As I mentioned, a warm night, but a good one for high school football. David Cruz, the kicker for Hugoton, end-over-end kick, and this is going to be caught at about the 15-yard line by the Eagles, and this is Metcalf on the return around the left side. He's got some running here, breaks it around midfield, and is drugged down almost on just shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. So, again, you're looking at about a 43-yard return to start the ball game, and a good start for the Golden Eagles.
Nice play, nice return there by Metcalf. He did an excellent job of caught the ball, didn't outrun his blockers, and just kind of stayed by him and got up to about the 35-yard line, and was able to see his team out to the Hugoton sideline and was able to break it out and picked up a nice gain on the opening kickoff.
They're going to spot him out of bounds at 45. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Pistol formation. Back to pass is hard on first down. Has a man in and out of the hands of the intended receiver on the play. And that was snapped coming out of the backfield. Number 32. That'll bring up second and 10 to go. That was an open pattern that time, and I think Snap may be turning before he pulled it in.
One of those things where nice opening play. Ball went right through Snap's hands. Got to catch it, tuck it.
Snap has 10 receptions for 90 yards on the season coming into the game tonight. This time Shippers the back of the backfield. Hand up will go to him on the right side. Hugoton there immediately keen on Shippers lining up the tailback.
Yeah, that right side of the Colby offensive line kind of let the defensive line and linebackers stunt through and dropped the Shippers for about a 3-yard loss there on that play.
And if you don't think that Hugoton is queuing on 34 where he's at and what he's doing, you're going to be mistaken. This time Shippers will be split out wide to the left side. 2 receivers to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Hart in the pistol, Staff in motion from right to left out of the slot. He'll end up on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Hart to pass, has time, looks down the field for Shippers, and a lot of pushing and shoving going on both ways. And a penalty flag is thrown, and I'm not sure which way it's going to go because you can see Shippers also pushing that arm off of him, so we'll see which way they call it as the officials will huddle up and get us the call here in the booth.
Nice pass play by Colby. Like you said, it was a little bit of pushing on both sides. Nice defensive play. Looks like they've got holding against Hugoton.
Yeah. So holding against Hugoton, and we'll get the spot on this one. It was third down at about 13. And they will march off 10, so we're going to get third down over again and about 3 to go for them.
That's one of those things that Hugoton's got to be aware of. Anytime Shippers is a wide out, that he's definitely a threat deep, and you got to have not only single coverage on him, but coverage over the top to protect the deep ball.
Yeah, you get him on man coverage. He didn't have a choice but to hold him because if he gets behind him, he's gone.
Hugoton was doing, and I think he probably realized that Shippers was by him after he got about 10 yards down the field and had to grab on, but then he was able to recover and make knock the ball down.
Third down and short for Colby now after the penalty. We'll fake the handoff, look over the middle, Staff on the catch. He pulls it down at the 40-yard line of Hugoton. They'll spot him down at the 39, and that's a gain of about 7 and a first down for the Eagles.
Nice little play action where Hart take the handoff to Shippers, which sucked the linebackers up, and Staff was able to run underneath the safeties for the nice completion there.
Shippers in the slot to the left this time. Branham in the slot to the right. He'll go in motion from right to left across the formation. One back in the backfield. Hart gets the snap, handoff up the middle, and he fakes it, keeps it himself around the left side on the read option, and Hart across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. A nice gain on first down of about 7 yards.
Zach did a nice job there running the option to the left side of the Colby offensive line. He faked the running back there and did a nice job of turning it up, attacking the line of scrimmage, and picked up some nice yardage there.
Brandon will be the back behind Hart. Shippers in the slot on the left side. Stapp alone to the right side. Rosales split out wide to the left as well for Colby. Eagles will get the play. At the line of scrimmage with 3 on the play clock, they get the snap off. Hart looking, right side, throws. It's caught by Stapp. Gets away from one defender and tripped up at about the 25-yard line. And I tell you what, that was a good touchdown saving tackle right there, because if he gets that corner turned, it's over.
Well, that was a nice little quick 2-step drop by Hart there. Nice ball thrown, but was even more impressive was the way Stapp read the defense, ran his curl route, realized the defense was playing inside, and curled back and came back to the ball and was able to catch the ball and then got upfield for another extra yard or 2.
Stanley and Stapp to the right side. Shippers in motion, Branham in motion to the right. Handoff Shippers right side, and he pounds his way forward for a nice gain of about 4 yards on first down here.
Like I said earlier, Hugoton's defense is definitely keying on Shippers, and wherever he goes, you know there's going to be about 10 bodies flying his way. So this game could be an opportunity for some of the other skill players for Colby to have an opportunity to have some success.
And they've had some early in the season, too. Again, Stapp's had 103 yards rushing on the season, plus 90 receiving yards. Brandon's had a couple of nice games. Stanley had a big week last week. There's other weapons here. They're going to key on him all night. He becomes a pretty good decoy, too. Handoff is 2 Shippers this time. He cuts it to the left. Now brings it out to the right side, dragging defenders inside the 15 and down to the 13-yard line on the play. And that was good enough for Colby first down, a gain of 10 on the play.
Looked like a little counter play. I don't know if that's what it was designed to be, but Shippers broke to his left and then was able to cut it back to his right, and that's where he picked up a majority of his yardage on that particular play.
Clock running at 8:50 to go in the opening quarter. It's the opening drive of the game. No score, Eagles with the football. Shippers alone on the left side. Nobody helping out. Got man coverage there on him. This will be a good matchup. Hart going to hand it off this time. Branham on the carry. He pounds his way down to about the 10-yard line. Gain of a couple. Bringing up second down.
Just a little dive play there. Setting up that speed option that they ran earlier. Just didn't get a whole lot running room there for Branham.
I was surprised when they left Braden Slim and man coverage on Shippers on the outside with no safety help. This time 2 receivers to the left for Colby. Hart going to fake the throw and then running himself on the right side, gets to the corner and into the end zone. Touchdown, Colby. Zach Hart takes it in on the right side from 11 yards out, and the Eagles on the board first.
Nice little quarterback draw there where they pulled the left guard or tackle. It was 67, Sean Rawl, who pulled around there and was able to get that defensive end hooked, which allowed Hart to scamper into the end zone for the Eagle touchdown. Nice little quarterback draw there.
Eagles will get set here for a 2-point conversion attempt. Spread the field out. They like to run out of this. Hart looks, throws, and completes it. Incomplete, looking for Stapp. And get it out of his hands. There's a penalty flag down. It came prior. It looked like right after the snap of the football, so we'll see what it is here.
Looks like it's holding against Colby, so I'm sure Hugoton will decline the penalty.
Yep. And that is the case. So the score is going to be 6-0 in favor of Colby with 8:03 to go in the opening quarter. We'll take a break and come back. More of the Eagles on radio and Colby football in just a minute.
Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. Darvin and his professional agents at Colby and Brewster represent a wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offer you the absolute best coverage for the best price on most anything you own. Auto, motorcycle, home, crop, farm. If it has a value to you, they can cover it. Strut Insurance Services is locally owned and operated with hometown agents that are experienced and offer fast claims. 1675 West 4th Street in Colby. And Brewster, just look for the big yellow sign of Strut Insurance Services. See their ad in the Next Tech directory.
Dying is one of the few events in life that is certain to occur, yet one we are not likely to plan for. Hi, I'm Jason with Ballman Mortuary in Colby, Atwood, and Oakley. Pre-arranging your funeral service is a great way to make sure your family is taken care of, even after you're gone. At Ballman Mortuary, we'll help you plan ahead and make sure that your wishes are taken care of, from the type of service, monument, and casket you would like. We can set up pre-funding arrangements designed specifically for end-of-life needs. At Ballman Mortuary, we are dedicated to ensuring that your loved one's memories are cherished. See our website at ballmanmortuary.com today for more information.
Now back to more of the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Welcome back. 6-0 to score. Colby on top. 8:03 to go in the opening quarter of play tonight. First GWAC game of the season for Colby. This will be the second one for the Hugoton Eagles tonight. Colby waiting to kick here. There's something going on. They're talking to the coaches here on the Colby sideline. Whatever it is, I think they've got it.
I don't know if it's something to do with the play clock,
game clock, or what. If they're waiting for it to be corrected. Okay. We are now set. Stanley to kick it away. Haven't seen this on the season. That's going to bounce. It's going to go out of bounds inside the 10. We've done this little squib all year long. That was the first time we've really kicked anything deep on the year. It's too much of an angle that time it bounced out on.
Nice strategy there by the Eagle kickoff team to kick it down the right side, get it to the right corner, and use that sideline. If we could have just kept the ball in bounds, that would have been a nice kickoff there.
They're still, I think, trying to get the play clock or the game clock set to something different.
Not sure if it's the game clock or the play clock that they're having issues with.
So they'll mark this penalty off. Hugoton will start this drive on their own 35-yard line. So we'll see Manny Mendoza, senior. He's a first-year quarterback for the Hugoton Eagles, replacing Degalado, who was a 4-year starter and a stud for Hugoton. So Mendoza under center, the senior, with backs to either side. Handoff's going to go to the fullback up the middle this time. He's going to get forward for a couple on the play, and that is carried by Marcus Beza. Beza with 43 yards rushing on the season coming into the game tonight.
Looked like Branham and Stapp came up and made the tackle for Colby. Looks like Colby's coming out into looks like a 5-2 with a rolled up corner on the strong side.
Auction play this time, and the Eagles all over that one. Jordan Shippers busts through to the backfield and makes a stop for a loss of a couple from his inside linebacker position. And that's going to bring up third down and long here for the Hugoton Eagles.
Nice play there by Shippers, as well as the defensive end on the right side, which I think was number 50, Parker Hamel, I think.
Parker Hamel, yeah. He's been great. He's two defensive ends for Colby. You keep an eye on him. Jordan Slavens, who's been a beast all year. They got him on the left side on this play, along with Hamel. Snaps a little high. He goes to the pass. He's pressured. Gets away from one defender. Runs to his right side and not going to escape. Oh, the rest of the defense finishes with authority up front. Nice job by the defensive line, getting the sack for the Eagles, and credit Aaron Kurth for finishing that off. With about 3 Eagles combining on that, including Jordan Shippers.
Yeah, Colby did a nice job of heat coming out of their 4-2 defense, it looked like, on that passing down. Put a lot of pressure on the Hugoton quarterback.
We'll see what Hugoton does punting this year. Stapp already has one return for a touchdown, and they're going to hit this high, short kick, and Stapp's going to watch it bounce. Takes a pretty good Colby bounce, and we'll be down to about the 31-yard line. So the Eagles will start this drive, 1st and 10 from their own 31. Good defensive stop for the Eagles. You look at Colby on the air. I was looking at this today. Unbelievable right now, in that the Eagles on the season, 94 points in the first 3 quarters of games on the year. Their opponent 0 in the first 3 quarters. And that talks about how good that defense is. And then even the second string coming in and holding the opponents to 12. Hart will send Branham in motion. We'll end up with Three receivers on the right, one back in the backfield with Shippers. They'll fake it to him. It's a reverse to Stapp coming from the left side. That was blown up front with some good defense there by Manny Mendoza of Hugoton getting into the backfield and keeping that to just a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Colby kind of faked the dive to the right and came back to the left with Stapp on a little counter reverse. And like you said, Hugoton was able to get some penetration across the line of scrimmage coming out of their 5-2 defense to limit Colby to about a 1-yard gain.
Hart out of the pistol again with two backs in the backfield this time, and Stapp in motion from right to left. Hart back to pass, has time, finds Shippers coming out of the backfield, makes the catch on the left side. Shippers down the sideline. There's about 3 defenders very deep on that one, making sure Jordan doesn't get behind him. It is a gain of 14 and a first down for the Eagles.
Nice pass play there by Colby. Shippers caught it at about the 40-yard line and was able to make one defender miss and then got down to the sideline. And like you said, Hugoton's defensive secondary pursued and was able to force him out of bounds, make the tackle there on about the 46-yard line of the Colby Eagles.
So Colby will break the huddle again. Jordan Shippers wide to the left side. Stapp in the backfield this time. Carter Stanley to the right side. Branham in the slot to the right. He'll go in motion from right to left. Here's the snap. Turn, handoff, Stapp on the left side. Waits for the hole to open up, and Stapp pounds his way forward for about 3 yards to midfield. We'll bring it 2nd down and 7 to go for Colby.
Just a little dive play off the left side of that Colby offensive line, and Stapp did a nice job of keeping his legs going and picked up about 3 yards on the play.
This probably the best defensive line we've seen so far in the season for Hugoton. They match up pretty well with some size up front. So, although the Eagles have done a pretty good job handling it so far. Twins to both sides for Colby. Shippers in the backfield. Hart gets the snap, and Jordan gets the fake handoff. Hart keeps it himself on the left side, and he's going to get his way forward for first down yardage as they're going to spot him at about the 42 of Hugoton.
Just another read option there, taking the handoff to Shippers, sucking the defense in, and Hart did a nice job of running that option to the left side. And one thing I've noticed about these Colby ball carriers is they're doing a good job of attacking the line of scrimmage, and once they get across the line of scrimmage, they're looking to cut it back against the grain and try to pick up some extra yardage there.
I'll tell you one thing, these read options that Hart's doing well is making good decisions, first of all, but hiding the football as well.
As well as taking care of the football is a lot of the times the key.
3 receivers to the right. Shippers in the backfield. Hart gets it to Jordan. He gets around the right side. Trips up but stays on his feet. Then gets forward across the 40 and down to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for Colby.
I think that was designed to be kind of a little counter off-tackle play, and Hugoton's defense did a nice job of stringing it out to the Colby sideline and limited Shippers to about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, Jordan tripped up just a little bit in the backfield and was kind of coming around there, and it might have slowed him getting to the edge, too. Gonzalez will be split to the left side. Carter Stanley to the right side. Stapp in the slot to the right. Hart in the pistol. Gets the snap. Handoff Shippers right side. Jordan with some blocking in front of him. Gets around the corner. And he'll be knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line to the 28. And that'll be enough for an Eagle first down. A gain of 10 on the play.
Nice little counter trap there where they pulled the right guard. Tried to kick out or hook that defensive end. And Shippers did a nice job of getting right on his guard. Outside hip and read that block and was able to bounce it outside and picked up enough for the first down.
Shippers came into the game tonight with 14 carries on the season for 274 yards, averaging 19.6 yards per carry coming into week 3 of the season.
And now we know why Hugoton's keying on him so much.
Branham in motion from right to left. Hart gets the snap, takes the handoff. He's going to follow the running back through that time and snap, but it was well defended by Hugoton. Will get no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 to go.
Just one of those plays where they fake the handoff and then the quarterback just follows the back, as well as Branham was lined up over there on the left side behind the tackle in the tight slot. Just a little double lead with the quarterback.
And one of those two where, the backside of the defense was the one that's getting through there. And as an offensive lineman, it's okay. It's okay to hit the backside through, but you got to hold them up for a few seconds first and allow your back to get there before you go to that second level and try to help out. 2nd and 10 to go for the Eagles, a long 10, as they'll get a little bit of a loss on the play. Branham in motion from right to left. Shippers in the slot to the left. Penalty flags fly. They did not get the play off in time. So delay a game on the Eagles. And that will cost them 5 yards. Colby runs in no huddle, but it's not necessarily a hurry-up offense. And one thing I'd liked early in the season is our pace was really good, but it's a little bit slower tonight.
As an offensive lineman, if you have to sit in there for, 25 seconds, that kind of eases or is a little bit of tension on you.
There's a little screenplay, the catch made by Branham. He's going to pick up 10 yards before being knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles, and a pretty good screenplay that time, and a pretty good delivery by Hart under duress.
Yes, it was. Nice little play action. Like you said, not sure if it was a screen or just a little flat route there to Branham, and Branham did a nice job making the catch and catching the ball, getting upfield, picking up about 4 yards of the play. Or no, more than that.
Yeah, about 10.
Penalty.
Stanley and Staff to the right side, Shippers in the backfield. He'll get the handoff going to the right side. Jordan trying to get to the corner, and we'll get it down to about the 23-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down and we'll see where they spot it, about 3 to go for the Eagles. And we're definitely in 4-down territory here. And that one, Jordan just waiting for the blocking to get there in front of him.
I think it's one of those things where I think the point of the attack is, that tackle in area, and Hugoton is doing a nice job of pursuing and stringing it out, making Shippers run clear to the sideline. And, before Shippers was tackled there, it almost looked like he was trying to look for that little crease back where he could cut back, but the pursuit was so heavy from Hugoton that they was able to get the stop.
And that's good preparation for Hugoton coming into this. They've looked at this, and Colby has dominated the edges on the season. And with both Shippers and Staff, 2 guys that have incredible speed. A couple of the fastest guys in the GWAC period. And Hugoton's gone in tonight and said if you're going to beat us, it's going to be up the middle with our big guys.
That's one of those things where I'm sure the coaches from Colby are looking at how hard Hugoton is pursuing when Shippers especially has the ball. And I know earlier in the first quarter they came back and they ran a little counter with Staff back, and the defensive line was able to get the penetration, which wasn't a positive play for Colby. But you can bet that Colby's going to be looking at some type of a counter play based on Hugoton pursuing so hard when Shippers or Staff get the football.
Well, we've seen that too on that read option where Hugoton's over pursued the initial back, and that's led to Hart having a pretty good day running the football early on. So we'll see what happens here. We're going to go double tight for the Eagles. Now we're going to put Stanley wide to the right side, Staff in the slot to the right, 2 backs in the backfield with Branham and Shippers. Hart's going to get the snap, and he's going to keep it himself on the right side, following behind Jordan Shippers, and he only gets to the 20. He's not going to get the first down on the play.
Just running a little double lead again with the quarterback where Hart faked to Shippers, and Branham led Hart off to the right side, and I think backside guard and tackle was trying to pull for Colby, and Hugoton's defensive line was able to pick up a lot of penetration. And anytime you have one of those slow play action in the backfield, you got to have your offensive line seal them off.
So Hugoton will take over on downs. They will start this drive on their own 21-yard line. Manny Mendoza under center. Hands it off on the right side, trying to get to the edge here is Herbo, and he's not going to do it. The Eagles string it out, take it down for no gain on the play. Metcalf in on the stop there for the Eagles, as was Jordan Shippers.
Nice play there by the Colby defense. Hugoton tried to get outside, and good pursuit from the defensive secondary with Metcalf, Hart, and Staff there for Colby.
Scott City 7, Cimarron nothing. That game at the end of the opening quarter tonight. Another GWAC action. Hugoton going to send one receiver, and Dawson Burnett wide to the left side. Our eyes set here in the pitch. Goes on the right side to Kerbo, and he's hit immediately. He's going to get forward for a yard or 2. And it's going to bring up 3rd and long now for Hugoton. The Eagles doing a good job defensively, just blowing things up at that line of scrimmage. And Coach, in watching the Eagles so far in the season, their defensive line has been dominant, and they have a ton of depth at it. They keep throwing new guys out there constantly, and they're all successful.
That was one of those plays there where Hugoton tried to get outside, but the defensive end, Sean Hall, came across and was able to force it back in, which allowed Branham to fill his lane to make the tackle for Colby.
2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for Hugoton. Manny Mendoza has a high snap, gets to it, and then is eaten up by Xavier Slavens, and then a couple of other Eagles coming in there, and Branham and Shippers to finish that one off as well. Another sack, and you can see Manny Mendoza getting up slow after the play as the Eagles was another dominant stand defensively here in this second possession for Hugoton tonight.
Nice job by the Colby defensive line to get some penetration and take advantage of the mishandled snap there by Hugoton to drop Hugoton back for a loss in a 4th and 12 punting situation for Hugoton.
Slim back to punt, gets the snap, and a bad kick. Line drive, it's going to bounce, and Snap actually going to field it at the 44-yard line. He gets to midfield, and now he's going to reverse field, cuts it upfield, breaks some tackles. He's still on his feet, tries to get to the outside. Good stiff arm by Snap, and he's finally brought down at the 40. And the whole bit of it it goes for 19 yards, but it was sure a lot of fun to watch for Snap, who's been very dangerous this season in the kick return game. He just hasn't had a lot of options after he returned the first one opening week. They stayed away from him.
Well, the nice thing is he caught it on the 44-yard line and took about 3 or 4 steps and about fell down, but used that right arm to regain his balance, get back up on his feet, and picked up a nice 19 yards on the return.
Eagles will get the snap here. Handoff's going to go right side. Shippers to pass on a little one, and he underthrows it and has it intercepted. So a little trickery by the Eagles there, and it gets picked off. Shippers looking down the field, and he kind of had to throw that faster than he wanted to. Again, Hugoton's keen on 34. And
fast, not as fast as he wanted to, as well as the Hugoton defense did a nice job of reading that, because as soon as Shippers got the ball, he slowed up and almost gave it away, showing pass. And that defensive back was able to step in front of Stapp and pick off the ball.
Well, halfback pass action by I like the play call. It's fun. Just didn't work out.
Stapp was open.
Hugoton will get set. Handoff goes up the middle. The gain is 1. And that's going to bring us to the end of the opening quarter. At the end of 1, Colby 6, Hugoton nothing. We'll take a break back with more of the Eagles on radio and Colby football in just a minute.
No one knows farming and ranching better than Farm Bureau Financial Services. After all, our companies were founded more than 77 years ago to serve the unique needs of farmers and ranchers. Today, we're the #1 farm insurer in our territory, delivering smarter insurance for agriculture. Farm Bureau AgWise certified agent Dave Brown in Colby and Atwood can help you get customized, comprehensive coverage that meets your needs. Call David Brown in Colby and Atwood to schedule your personalized on-site super check today. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agriculture Insurance Company.
Quality workmanship and experience are just 2 of the things you will find when working with Stevens Construction for all your agricultural, commercial, and residential construction needs. They are your local Butler and Lester dealer and are ready to assist you in choosing the steel or wood frame building you have been looking for. They also specialize in overhead door sales and service. Stevens Construction has been in the business for over 40 years, so stop by today and see them on South Country Club Drive in Colby.
Now back to more of the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Cimarron 7-0 into 1. There's no score in the Goodland Clay Center game, and that's at the end of the first quarter. Holcomb is on top of Ulysses 7-0 at the end of the first quarter tonight. I've actually seen some GWAC matchups this week for the first time. 2nd down and 9 to go for Hugoton. They'll get the snap. Mendoza hands it off to the first back through on the right side of the Eagles, all over that one. Immediately, Kyler Britt, the first man there for Colby. And again, a gain of maybe 2 on the play. It's going to bring it 3rd and 7 for the Hugoton Eagles.
Nice job there by the Colby defensive front 7 there. Like you said, Britt along with Brandon making the play for about a 2-yard gain.
Hugoton with just 1 returning starter on their offensive line this year, and he was right tackle last year. He goes to the left tackle this year in Persinger. But outside of that, this is a new group this year, and they're struggling right now against a pretty talented defensive front for the Eagles, who are getting pressure again on Mendoza, who wants to throw. This time he takes off running. He's a pretty good runner. He's got the first down and more as he gets across the 40 and out. They're going to spot him right at the 40 out of bounds. But a gain of about 12 on the play and a first down for Hugoton at the 45 of Hugoton.
Nice job there by the Colby defensive end on the left side. Xavier Slavin, he did a nice job of getting upfield, putting pressure on the quarterback from Hugoton and caused him to scramble to the Hugoton sideline.
He's 30 carries for 120 yards rushing on the season. He's actually the leading rusher on the year by a long way. Who's their quarterback in Mendoza. 1st and 10 to go for Hugoton, their first down of the game, and they're going to get a pretty good gain here on this one as they're going to get the midfield gain of about 7 yards for Dawson Kerbo. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 to go. Here's that defensive front. Again, subbing players in for Colby. You'll see Kyler Britt in there a lot. He'll rotate in there with Aaron Kurth. And Aaron Kurth's he's been phenomenal this year up the middle, too. Big kid that really stuffs things at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 4 for Hugoton. Manny Mendoza under center. Motion goes to the left side. He'll fake the pitch. Wants to keep it himself. Going to the right. He's going to throw. And it is incomplete. Good coverage by Metcalf on the play. Intended for Dawson Turbo. And it brings up 3rd and 5. And good pressure again up front by the Eagles.
Nice play there by Sean Hall from his defensive end position there on the left side. Colby's flip-flopping their defensive ends based upon the offensive formation that Hugoton's thrown at him. Ball put the pressure on the quarterback, and I think kind of caused him to throw the ball maybe a little bit before he was ready.
Well, Manny Mendoza has been under duress tonight. Quarterback for Hugoton. He's going to be seeing Eagle defenders in sleep tonight. 3rd down and 4 to go. Mendoza gets the snap. Quick pitch on the right side on the option play. Mendoza hit hard on the play. Gets the pitch away, though. It's a short game for Marcus Beza. He's going to get maybe a yard. It'll bring up 4th and 4 to go. And the ball on the Hugoton 44-yard line. We'll see what they decide to do here.
Nice defensive play there by the linebacker, Branham. He was able to stop through the gap and create Mendoza a quick pitch situation, and then Carter Stanley came up and made the stop for Colby.
Slim to the left side. Burnett split to the right side. Mendoza will be under center on 4th and 4. High formation behind him. Handoff's going to go right side and not going to get it. Dawson Curbo on the carry. He is hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. So no gain on the play, and the Eagles will take over on down. But I do like the call on Hugoton's part. They're trying to get something going a minute. They did get their first down of the game, and taking a chance there.
Taking a big chance, especially midfield. One of those things where if Hugoton would have punted, it would have put Colby deep in their own territory and made Colby put together a long drive. So Colby, get the ball in great field position here to start this drive here with 9:53 in the 2nd quarter.
47-yard line. The handoff's going to go to Jordan Shippers on the right side. Shippers spinning away from one defender and then brought down by Manny Mendoza. I tell you, Manny Mendoza, he starts at quarterback, but he also plays inside linebacker for Hugoton, and he hits hard, man. He's been fun to watch defensively.
It's one of those things where he's tired of getting hit on the offensive side of the ball, so he's going to turn around and dish it out on the other side of the ball. Just a little trap play there with Shippers falling to the left guard, Tommy Klein.
So on the other side of it, if you watch him, he's not walking very well. He's a little gingerly walking when he gets back here defensively. Eagles get the snap, handoff Shippers left side this time. Jordan breaking tackles, dragging defenders for a 1st down gain at about the 35-yard line. That was actually Stapp on the carry that time, but a good job. Stapp, I tell you, look at Calvin Stapp, and he's so much different runner than Jordan. Both of them very fast, but Stapp likes that. Likes to lower the shoulder and go after you.
Well, the thing I've noticed about Stapp is he's a patient runner. He, doesn't try to outrun his blockers and, picks and chooses the gaps and the creases to run through.
Eagles with the football heart, wants to throw. He's under duress, going to get his way forward. He's going to pick up a gain of a yard or so on the play, and just looked like maybe some miscommunication that time.
I think it was. Hart was thinking the play was going to go to the right. He was going to fake or hand the ball off to Shippers, and Shippers went to the left. But Hart did a nice job of turning a negative play into a positive one for Colby.
2nd and 9, Eagles with the football at the 34-yard line. Shippers split wide to the left side, Stapp wide to the right side, Branham in the backfield. Hart out of the pistol. Handoff Branham up the middle. Tucker with power running there. He didn't have much to work with, but he kept his feet going forward and was able to get a couple of yards on the play to bring up 3rd and long, though, for the Eagles.
Just a little counter play trying to run off the attack the right side and cut back to the left. And like you said, Tucker ran hard, was only able to pick up about a yard for Colby. And the amazing thing is they had Shippers split wide here to the left side. They've got one guy, we talked earlier, one guy covering, and the middle of the field is wide open. So it'll be interesting to see how long it'll take Colby to expose that
weakness on the Hugoton defense. Same thing here. You can see the safety cheating that side. That's where they're looking, but Hart is going to be sacked. First time this season he's been brought down. And
the thing that they're trying to do here the last couple times they've had Shippers running the pass route here, they're trying to go deep on him, and that's allowing the Colby or the Hugoton defense secondary, the safety, to rotate over the top and double cover Shippers. Instead, what they, in my opinion anyway, what they need to look at is running some type of a slant and let Shippers get inside and catch the ball. And even though that safety is cheating over, he's not going to be able to keep up with Shippers.
Eagles going to punt, and Stanley gets this one away. It's going to bounce and end up in the end zone. So Hugoton's going to take over, 1st and 10 to go.
You know, Hugoton ought to feel pretty confident about that defensive possession. You know, they gave the ball to Colby about midfield, and Colby wasn't able to convert on, pick up a first down, and now they end up getting the ball back on the 20-yard line after the punt went into the end zone.
Yeah, Hugoton's done some good things defensively in this ballgame. They can't get anything going right now offensively, which we're happy for Colby people, but defensively they've been pretty solid, and I'm impressed with this young group. One receiver to the right side, Mendoza under center. Handoff going to go up the middle. Penalty flags flying. Here's Mendoza. Kept it himself that time. He's forward for 6 yards on the play, but this one in the area of holding.
You can just try to run a little option play, take the dive back to the defensive right of Colby, and Mendoza kept it. Colby's defensive right side there with Kurth and Stanley and Slavens did a nice job of making the play.
So we'll mark this one back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was at about the 19-yard line, so it's a costly one for Hugoton.
You know, that's one thing I've noticed Colby's been doing defensively is they'll jump in and out of their 4 or 5 man front, which, you know, we talked about in pregame how inexperienced Hugoton is with young kids and everything, and when you're having to see a different defense every 2 or 3 plays, that does cause a little bit of confusion for those inexperienced players.
Eagles with 5 down linemen this time. Hugoton with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, and that man is in motion across the formation. They're going to hand it off to him, and this is a wide receiver and Brayton Slip on the carry. He gets forward for about 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 17.
You know, that was one of those little counter plays, reverse plays that Hugoton ran back to the Colby defensive right side, and Hugoton was able to get outside the defensive end there, but nice job there by Staff coming up from his cornerback position, and you know that you can tell by the way he's playing, he's been coached well because he was able to come up and he took that blocker on with his inside shoulder, which basically turned the play in, and Colby's pursuit was able to make the play.
2nd down and 16, we'll call it. 1 receiver right. Double tight end set, inside handoff this time, and diving forward and getting back to the original line of scrimmage of the 20-yard line is the ball carrier that time. It's Kerbo. And this is going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now for Hugoton at their own 20-yard line.
Just another little counter play where they fake action to their left and run it back to the right side. Trap the defensive tackle there. I'm not sure if that was Kurth or Rawl. And Branham and Shippers were right there, and I don't know if they were ready for the play, but made a nice tackle on the play.
So 3rd and long, we're going to see trips this time to the right side for Hugoton, and now out of the shotgun. Mendoza to pass, and Mendoza is sacked again. Wow. This defensive front has been impressive tonight, again, for the Eagles, and credit Parker Hamill that time with the sack.
Yeah, defensive line from Colby is definitely doing a good job tonight, putting pressure on Mendoza on the passing situations.
7-yard loss on the play. So 4th and 17, and Staff will be deep for the Eagles, standing right at about midfield, just a little bit on the Eagles side. Hugoton punting from their own end zone. Colby not really going after it. They had a return set here, and Staff's going to catch it in the air at the 46. Gets around the right side. Staff down the sideline, and finally brought down at about the 25-yard line. And tremendous field position for the Eagles to start this possession. It's all set up by the good defensive play from Colby once again.
Good defensive possession there for the Eagles, and a nice little return there, about 25 yards for the Eagles. And like you said, Colby's got
good field position here to start this drive with about 4:50 left in the second quarter with the ball on a 25-yard line. It'd be nice if Colby could go in here at halftime with a 2-touchdown lead.
And this is a hydration timeout here. Allowing everybody to get a little water. Have to kind of stay on the field, but you can come up here and get some water. Coaches can come out too. It's still 6-0 in favor of Colby. We've moved the ball a little bit tonight. Haven't capitalized too much. Hugoton's done a pretty good job in taking some of the things away that Colby wanted to do in this game. And we'll see how they make some adjustments here as this game progresses. We're seeing some things that may be open in the passing game for the Eagles. But the defensive front for Hugoton's done well.
They have. And I think, Colby came out in that opening possession and was able to move the ball down the field for that quick score. And, I think Hugoton was able to kind of settle in and figure out some things defensively to stop what Colby was trying to do. But I'm sure at halftime there'll be some adjustments made by both teams, and it'll be interesting to come out and see what those adjustments are in the second half.
Here we go. 1st and 10 to go for Colby. They start this drive at the Hugoton 45-yard line, or 25-yard line, excuse me. I mentioned great field position. Shippers will be in the backfield. Stapp will be in the slot to the right. Stanley wide to the right side, and wide to the left is Branham for Colby. A little bit different look here for the Eagles. Stapp in motion from right to left. They'll fake the handoff. No, they'll give the handoff to Shippers going around the left side, and again, it's filled well by Hugoton. They're going to bring him down for a loss on the play.
Hugoton did a nice job there of containing Shippers, and once again, I think they've got basically 10 guys of the 11 focused on Shippers, and wherever he goes, that's where they're pursuing.
Nolan made the tackle, but he's also the one that took the hit on the play, and he is holding his chest as he got up. 2nd and 12 for the Eagles. Shippers again in the backfield. Rosales and Branham to the left, and Branham in motion to the right. Stapp to the right as well. Here's handoff. Shippers up the middle, and Jordan pounds his way forward. And inside the 25-yard line, so gets the yardage back, plus maybe a yard. So we'll call it 3rd and 9.
Just a little trap play there. They sent Branham in motion, short motion across the field, and he stopped about the right tackle. When the ball was snapped, he kicked out the defensive end, and Shippers was able to run inside and picked up the necessary yardage that he needed there.
I tell you, we've had some luck with those just quick-hitting power plays up the middle. Not going for huge gains, but 4 or 5 yards at a time. Shippers in motion from left to right for Colby. Hart gets the snap, completes it to Jordan on the right side, and they bring him down immediately. And I tell you, you can see that's a great tackling by the cornerback and Leo Armendariz, getting Shippers down around the ankles and not allowing him to make that catch and then run with it.
Colby just trying to flood that right side over there and was able to hit Shippers in the flat, and nice ball thrown, nice catch, but like you said, Hugoton did a nice job of coming up and making the stop on Shippers.
Gonzalez wide to the left side. Shippers in the backfield on 4th down for the Eagles. Hard to throw. Screen pass. Shippers makes the catch. Gets some blocking and gets the corner. Jordan diving, and he's going to get the 1st down as he's inside the 15-yard line. And I tell you, I didn't see who it was for the Eagles. I think it was Rosales, the receiver there, that made a great cut and a block on that backside to allow Jordan to get the corner.
Yeah, nice catch there by Jordan. He had to reach back and grab the ball and pull it in. And once he was set up, you can see that screen being set up. He had Rosales blocking the corner out there. Then you had 4 defensive linemen out there in front of Shippers. And Shippers made a nice circus catch and was able to protect the ball and pick up the necessary yardage for a 1st down on the Hugoton 15-yard line.
Colby with 2 receivers right and 2 to the left. Hart in the backfield. Stapp behind him. And the handoff will go to Stapp up the middle. Cuts it to the left side. Stapp with blocking. The Shippers helping on the corner. That's Rosales, and he's going to get forward inside the 10. They'll spot him at the 7, which will be just shy of the 1st down play. 8-yard gain on 1st down.
Colby just coming out in a kind of a double twins look in which they're spreading the defensive secondary of Hugoton, which allows some running lanes there up the middle for Stapp, and Stapp did a nice job of reading his blockers and picking his way through and getting down to about the 8-yard line there.
Shippers comes out on the play. He'll get a breather for the Eagles. Metcalf checks into the game, another speedster for Colby. Eagles with Rosales to the left side. Snap in the slot to the left. Carter Stanley moves into the tailback spot. Branham in motion from right to left. Hart out of the pistol, gets the snap, handoff. Left side Stanley. Stanley pounds his way forward. Did he get it in? No. They're going to spot him short. It will be a gain of enough for a first down on the play for the Eagles. They'll have first and goal to go from the 1-yard line.
Once again, they're running that little trap play, which Branham goes in short motion one way or the other. And then this time he went motion left and came back to his right, trapped the defensive end or tackle, and Stanley was able to read that and ran right up and was able to get it down to about the 1-yard line. Branham will be the lead blocker. Hart dives his way forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Colby. Zach Hart with his second touchdown run of the day today as he takes that one in from 1 yard out. Nice play that time by Zach Hart. The Eagles will try for the 2-point conversion again as they spread the field out. Well, we're looking to the sideline for the play. Hart gets the snap. Option play. Pitches it over to Branham. Branham hit. But pounds his way into the end zone. 2-point conversion attempt is good. 14-0. Colby on top with 1:50 to go in the first half of play. We'll take a break. Come back with more of the Eagles on radio after this word from our sponsors on 100.3 The Ride.
There's a good chance that you can't go a day without running into a Colby Community College grad. It's a good thing, too. Around here, our graduates process your payrolls, clean your teeth, supply your beef, care for the sick, and a lot more. And our students know that when they leave CCC, they'll be able to make a living by making your life better. Find out more at colbycc.edu. Colby Community College. Challenge, create, connect.
This is J.L. Evans, president of Western State Bank of Colby. Construction is underway on a future banking facility located on South Range across from the Colby Dillons. This new banking center will offer increased space to service our growing customer base, as well as a drive-up window, safety deposit boxes, better parking, and simply a more convenient location. With the investment of this new facility, we are making a commitment to Colby and the surrounding area. As we grow, we would like to say thank you to our present customers and invite anybody to check out the products and services that we offer at Western State Bank of Colby. Member FDIC.
Now back to more of the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Eagles on radio with Colby football on 100.3 The Ride. 14-0, Colby on top. 1:50 to go in the second quarter. Carter Stanley waiting to kick it away here for Colby. Eagles get set here. Stanley's first kick of the night actually ended up a deep kick, but it angled to the sideline and went out of bounds at about the 10.
Good idea, though.
See what he does here in the second one. Same thing, end over end kick. This one more toward the middle. It's actually caught in the air by Hugoton. The Eagles on a return, and a good one here. Out to near midfield is bringing it back that time was Hamlin. Mitchell Hamlin, the senior.
Making the stop for Colby was Connor Griffin, a sophomore for the Eagles on the kickoff team.
First and 10 to go for Hugoton, ball on the 42-yard line. They're on 42. Minute 43 to go. And they've got all their timeouts remaining. Manny Mendoza gets under center, and that's his brother in front of him, Michael Mendoza, the center. Pitch goes on the right side to Curbo, hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, gets around the left side. He's got a first down gain into Eagle territory at the 48. Looked like he was going to be brought down for a loss, but he's able to keep going.
Colby did a nice job of getting penetration there on the defensive right, offensive left side of Hugoton, but was unable to trip up the running back, and Hugoton was able to get the corner turned and picked up enough for a first down. Looked like Tyler Britt maybe got the wind knocked out of him or something, a little shaken up on the play, but he's still out there. And
so is Zach Hart, which is not what you want to see from the state that you start a quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah. First and 10 to go for Hugoton in Colby territory. Out of the shotgun this time, Mendoza. And a quick pass out into the flats. Well-designed play that time, and Hugoton's going to pick up another first down. to the Eagle 35.
Almost looked like it was one of those quarterback options to either run or throw, and took about 3 steps towards the line of scrimmage and realized he had an open receiver and was able to make a short pass out there for a Hugoton first down. Nice play by Sean Rawl coming from his defensive end position there on the right side of the Colby defensive line to make the play.
Hugoton will break the huddle, one receiver to each side of the field. Shotgun here from Andy Mendoza, who's back to pass and is under duress. Hit and sacked. Eagles all over it again. Sean Rawl continuing to have a ball game. I think we talked about Persinger being the only returner on the defensive line. Well, they've had him with heads up with Xavier Slavens. Xavier Slavens has been phenomenal on the year. But he's doing a good job of containing Slavens, and then Sean Rawl is just making him pay for it.
And I think also Corey Finley was actually the initial guy there. Not sure if he was playing the defensive tackle or defensive end position to lead to that quarterback sack there for Colby.
That's the fourth sack of the game for the Eagles. And it's a loss of 5 on the play as well, so we've got a second and 15. Hugoton's got to get it just across the 25-yard line for the first down. Talked about it was very warm at the start of the day today. It has cooled off a little bit. Then it feels as the sun going down, and it's turned out to be a pretty nice night for football.
That's what makes living in western Kansas nice is it can get to 90 degrees during the day, but cools off, and nice evenings in the nighttime, for sure.
Hugoton with a second and 15 as we come out of the timeout. It was the first timeout taken by Hugoton, and 1 minute on the clock. Mendoza along the backfield, 2 receivers to each side. We'll send a man in motion across the formation, and that's where the handoff's going to go this time. And good blocking downfield for Hugoton. They're going to break this one. Touchdown, Hugoton. This one's going to go for 38 yards, and Mitchell Hamlin.
You know, that was one of those defensive possessions in which Colby had everything schemed right, had people in the right places at the right time, but they forgot to tackle. I don't know how many missed tackles were on that play, but there was 3 or 4 missed tackles there, which resulted in allowing the Hugoton touchdown.
Hugoton going to line up and try to go for 2 here. They'll send a man in motion to the right side. That's where the handoff will go, and Kerbo is not in. He is not in. They stop it just shy at the goal line, and it's 14-6.
Nice job there by the Colby defense to rebound from that big play there, which Hugoton scored the touchdown to stop the 2-point conversion and make it a 8-point ball game.
Now, the Eagles are going to get it back. They'll have 52 seconds to work with and 2 timeouts.
And when you have the skill positions that Colby has, 52 seconds is plenty of time to get a score here before you go into half.
What I don't like is they're still working with Zach Hart here on the sideline. He's with Coach Sims. And they've got,
looks like they're working on his left hand and right hand. I don't know if it's his wrist. But nonetheless, I'm sure Zach will be out there and give it his best shot.
Yep. I got a doctor there on the sideline just checking that out and giving him a pat on the back saying you're all right. That's the one thing that's not fun about playing high school football at this level is you don't have the numbers to play one way. And so you're going to have
a lot of times your quarterback is one of your better athletes, and you got to have him on the field. You know,
and almost everybody hides him at a safety, so he doesn't have to be involved in everything. But they do eventually have to hit somebody. Here's the kick picked up by the Eagles at the 15-yard line. Snap on the return, and snap gets to the corner. That's Metcalf. Metcalf around the right side at the 40, at the 35-30. Touch it back at the 20. Breaks another tackle down to the 10-yard line. And that's where the Eagles are going to start this drive. They're going to spot him right at the 10.
And what's nice is a big play like that, you can look from where the run ended to where the run began, and I don't see any laundry on the field. So a nice kickoff return for Colby. And like we said, They started this with 52 seconds left, and they've got 40 seconds with the ball in excellent field position here on about the 12-yard line of Hugoton. Nice run there by Metcalf down the sideline.
I tell you, you got those two speedy guys, and Stamp and Metcalf. They look similar back there, 132, 122.
You could have 3 or 4 guys that had the angle on him, and they weren't able to catch him.
Eagles get set here. Hart with Branham in motion across the formation. Gets the snap, hand off to Stamp. Stamp up the middle. He's going to get it inside the 10 to the 9, just a short gain on the play.
Once again, just run that little trap play where they motion Branham to the right and then bring it back to the left and trap the defensive end or tackle there. And Stamp reads that and tries to get up in there. Didn't pick up much on the play.
Eagles get set again. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Hart gets the snap. The pass, looking, had the man, and it's overthrown, incomplete. Had 2 guys in the area, in Stamp and Rosales.
And I didn't know that was miscommunication there between the 2 receivers. They're lucky they didn't run into each other.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 to go. Clock did stop with 16 seconds to go. The Eagles still with a couple of timeouts remaining as well.
But the thing is they've got 2 downs that they got to get here to pick up the 1st down. Ideally, it'd be nice if Colby could come out here with this play with a touchdown or 1st down to take advantage of the opportunity here.
The Eagles take a timeout here. Again, still have another one remaining, so not a bad usage, just to make sure they get things they want. Jordan Shippers looks like he's checking back into the ball game now as well for Colby. So they've had him out, giving him a breather on that last defensive possession and the end of the last offensive possession. It's 3rd down, and the Eagles, it looks like they can actually get a 1st down without getting in, but not by more than like a tempo on the football. So you're going for the end zone here, and you're going to try to get a couple of shots at it.
Basically, we got 16 seconds to get 2 plays off and 1 timeout.
You got 9 yards. 16 seconds is an eternity.
Yeah.
You just have to remember anything that you catch inbounds, or if you have a sack or anything like that, anything that happens between the sidelines and short of the end zone, make sure you get the timeout. And I guarantee you that Coach was making that real apparent when he had him over on the sideline here. Here we go. We're going to have Stanley to the right side. Shippers in the slot to the left side. Hart gets the snap looking left side. Throws it up, and it's incomplete. Intended for Rosales. Yeah. And it wasn't a bad play underneath. He had some room to set it up and just tried to turn before he caught it.
What they ended up doing is Shippers was a wing back. Rosales lined up at the tight end spot on the left side, and Shippers ran deep, thinking that they'd run Hugoton's coverage off and they were going to run Rosales underneath, and that's what they did. The ball just went in and out of Rosales' hands about the 5-yard line. So now it brings up a 4th and goal with 12.4 seconds left.
Diamond formation this time for Colby. Some Stamp in motion. Hart, quick pass on the outside to Stanley. He's hit immediately. Very good defensive play by Hugoton's Dawson Curbo.
They snipped that out from the start. Just a quick off pass over to Stanley, and Hugoton read it, came up and made the tackle on about the 15-yard line to take over on downs with 9.3 seconds left.
I'm a little surprised we didn't go ahead and take a timeout and take a little more time on the play. There was 1 remaining and 9 seconds left.
Or throw the ball deep for the end zone.
So Hugoton going to take over, and they're going to hand one off up the middle, and that's going to end the half. 14-6. Colby on top at the half. Hugoton hanging in there. We will take a break, come back and get things started with our Cornerstone Ag halftime show. After this word from our sponsors, you're listening to the Eagles on radio and Colby football on 100.3 The Ride.
Cornerstone Ag is committed to the Northwest Kansas community because they're proud to be a part of it. At Cornerstone Ag, the staff works hard to be your local answer to all of your grain storage and handling needs, as well as a great local marketing resource. Their service is fast and friendly, with questions being answered on site by their professionals. During non-peak times, they can even assist you with pickup and delivery services. Cornerstone Ag, where local customer service is not just a priority, It's the only way they'll do business.
This is Brent with Farmers Merchants Bank, wanting to take the time to sincerely thank everyone who shops and does business local. As the only locally chartered Colby Bank, we understand the commitment and importance of keeping your money local to help grow the community. We'd like to thank all the businesses and farmers for all their hard work and patronage. If you're not one of our customers and thinking of change, think of us and see the difference a local bank makes. We have our roots where other banks only have their branches. We're stable, secure, your community bank. Farmers and merchants together, making a difference. Member FDIC.
We're with Dr. Sam Funk of Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie, and he has the next 30 seconds to tell you all the services he provides. Go.
Comprehensive eye exams for everyone in the family. Diagnosis and management of all types of eye diseases, including glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration, and diabetes. 24/7 emergency eye care. Red eye diagnosis and management. Vision therapy. Contact lens fitting and management. Will help you find the correct ones for you. Glasses of all sorts, including sunglasses, bifocals, no lines. Options for laser surgeries. I do all the pre- and post-op care and get you to the right person for the job. We can repair and adjust your current glasses.
And time. For more information, see Dr. Sam Funk in downtown Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie.
Having a retirement sale, moving to a new town, or finding that dream home are all things that can happen over a course of a person's life. We're very fortunate to have the experts at Homeland Realty and Auction to help. They specialize in residential and commercial listings. Plus, they can assist with ag land and property management, as well as land, personal property, and machinery auctions. Call one of their experienced agents in Colby or Goodland today for a free market analysis. Homeland Realty and Auction, offering good old Western hospitality. For current listings, go to homelandre.com.
Now back to more of the Eagles on Radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show on 100.3 The Ride, brought to you by Cornerstone Ag. Stop by and see them today. They're there for all of your grain storage and marketing needs. And they can even help you with some transportation during slow times. Cornerstone Ag, committed to the local area and the community, and bring you our halftime show tonight here on 100.3 The Ride. The Eagles hanging on to a 14-6 halftime lead right now, and pretty solid first half of football. Going to be a pretty good game. The Eagles have had some opportunities here that they haven't been able to finish off, and Hugoton has done a good job tonight defensively, and we'll talk about this in just a little bit with some of their setups tonight, and you can tell they were well prepared coming into the ball game tonight. Let's run through scoring for the two teams. First for the Eagles, they got on the board in the opening quarter with 8:03 to go on an 11-yard touchdown run from Zach Clark. The two-point conversion attempt failed for the Eagles as they couldn't quite get it in and made it 6-0. And Colby got their second score of the ball game with 1:50 to go in the second quarter on a 1-yard touchdown run by Zach Clark. So Hart got it in. The two-point conversion attempt was good. 14-0 the score in favor of Colby as Branham was able to get it in on the two-point conversion attempt. And then Hugoton got their only score with 52 seconds to go in the first quarter on a 38-yard touchdown run by Mitchell Hamlin. The conversion attempt failed, and it's 14-6 in favor of Hugoton at the end of in favor of Colby at the end of the first half of play. And Hugoton will have the football to start the second half. We'll talk about some of the adjustments for the two teams and more coming up in just a minute. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio and Colby football on 100.3 The Ride.
Losing a loved one can be the most difficult experience you ever go through. But at Kirstenbrock Funeral Chapel, we are ready to ease your burden during your time of grief. We serve all of Northwest Kansas and offer reliable and professional services, including funerals, monuments, and memorial products. Contact Kirstenbrock Funeral Chapel at 785-462-7979 and let us help you through your loss. That's 785-462-7979 or online at kirstenbrockfuneralchapel.com.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at McKee Incorporated know how to make you feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. Get up to a $1,600 rebate on a qualifying new Lennox system that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Call McKee Incorporated, 785-462-3132. 785-462-3132. For McKee Incorporated.
Can't live without your cell phone? But tired of the fees, overages, and expensive bills? We could all live without that. Maybe it's time to switch to NextTech Wireless. Save up to $60 a month with plans like our new Unlimited Everything Lite. Get 2 lines with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $100 a month. That's 2 lines, unlimited data, only $100. It's time to say goodbye to your carrier and say hello to something better. Next Tech Wireless.
Northwest Kansas Decorating Center in Colby would love to talk to you about cabinetry. You see, for over 42 years now, they have been designing and installing custom cabinetry throughout the area. When you've done something that long, you tend to learn a few tricks that not only save your customers time and money, but help make what would otherwise be a stressful process an enjoyable one. When you're ready to make the investment in new cabinetry, come to Northwest Kansas Decorating Center in Colby, get a free estimate, and let them put their tricks of the trade to work for you. And remember, from flooring to cabinetry and more, it's Northwest Kansas Decorating Center, West 4th Street in Colby.
Now back to more of the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Good evening, welcome back. You're listening to the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show. The Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride. Chad Jones alongside Jeff Quinzer at the half tonight. It's 14-6 in favor of the Colby Eagles. Off to a nice start here in the opening half of the ball game tonight. And, done a lot of good things in the first half. Some of the things we talked about, they cut down on the penalties tonight. Just had I think the one that went against us and actually got declined here on the two-point conversion attempt that we failed on. But they've been pretty much penalty free in the first half. We've had the one interception on the trick play, which happens sometimes on those. But done a pretty good job there. The thing I've been impressed with from Hugoton tonight is their line has done a pretty solid job on the defensive side of hanging in there and doing a good job of containing the Eagles and keeping things to the middle of the field where they have it.
I think that's one of those things where, like you said, the first half was a pretty clean played ball game as far as not very many penalties, not very many turnovers, and for the third game of the season, that has that's something good to say about this first half. And like you said, Hugoton, throughout this whole first half, probably the thing that has impressed me the most is the way Hugoton has been able to slow down and contain the speed of Colby. And, I think here at halftime, I'm thinking Colby's probably going to be talking about, okay, they're pursuing so hard to the ball, especially when Shippers has the ball. We need to be thinking about some type of counter play or counter action to make that backside defense stay at home and play more honest. So it'll be interesting to see what Colby does offensively when they come out here in the second half.
One of the other things, too, you can look at that we noticed at times in the ball game is that they had some single coverage situations, too, in some of the formations for Colby that they might have the opportunity to take advantage of later in the ball game tonight in the second half. But it's going to come down to the fact that what Hugoton has done well is when we've tried to throw the ball deep, they've had some penetration in there. Colby's going to have to shore things up a little bit on that offensive line in the pass blocking situations to allow Hart to take advantage of that one-on-one coverage on the outside.
That's one of those things where there's more than just throwing the football. The passing game, you've got to have guys up front protecting the quarterback, giving him time to run, as well as you've got to have receivers being able to run precise, hard routes, and quarterback able to hit the open man.
At the half, it is 14-6 in favor of the Colbys. Favor of the Eagles. We'll take a break. Be back with more the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show in just a bit here on 100.3 The Ride.
Did you know that your body contains over 40 billion working parts and the nervous system acts as a communication speedway? Sometimes there's no warning when a problem is ahead, and a chiropractor can help determine if there's any interference in this great nerve network. In most cases, chiropractic care can eliminate the cause of your pain. Call Northwest Kansas Chiropractic at 460-0332. That's 460-0332. Or visit us online at nwkchiro.com. I'm Dr. Griggs, inviting you to stop by and see us and start feeling better today.
Let me ask you something. Are you still using that old couch or recliner from when you graduated college? Is the bed that you've had since your first marriage starting to concave, causing you and your partner to roll into one another? If you said yes or even had an inclination, then it's time to go to Office Works and Home Furnishings in Colby, where they offer the best in home decor in Northwest Kansas. There they have the always comfortable Serta beds, a Lazy Boy Comfort Studio, the only one in the region, as well as a great selection of flooring from Shaw and Mohawk. Update your home today with Office Works and Home Furnishings in Colby. They also do office office supplies as well.
Pizza Hut in Colby, Kansas is the place to explore flavor. Whether it's classic flavor like pepperoni, meat lovers, or super supreme, or something less traditional like the cherry pepper bombshell, the cockadoodle bacon, or nearly a dozen flavors of Wing Street wings. Pizza Hut in Colby, Kansas has your flavor tonight. Stop by for the amazing lunch buffet, dine in anytime, or call 462-8206 for delivery. Pizza Hut in Colby, Kansas. That's the flavor of now.
The Colby Free Press brings residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on the happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
You have a name, so the next time you travel to that big city Mega Monster sporting goods store, ask them if they know your name.
Well, give me a minute.
Ask them if they know Northwest Kansas in the tri-state area.
Northwest where? Is that by Wisconsin or something? You know what, I'm only part-time here anyway.
Now visit the Sports Shop in Colby.
Good morning, Sally. Looks like a promising year for the Eagles.
The Sports Shop offers the same great variety and selection as the Mega Super Duper sporting goods stores, but they're small enough to remember your name, your school mascot, solve problems, and answer questions. The Sports Shop in Colby.
Visit Colby Ag Center today to see the incredible 2016 Bolt from Yamaha. Bolt combines old school style, modern performance, and a powerful fuel-injected V-twin for class-leading performance. Looks like old school just got schooled. For more information, visit Colby Ag Center. The Star Bolt from Yamaha. We build it, you make it your own. Dress properly for your ride with a helmet, eye protection, long sleeves, long pants, gloves, and boots. Do not drink and ride. It is illegal and dangerous. Specifications subject to change.
Help your body to heal properly with the professionals at Tina Harris Physical Therapy in Colby. Tina and her highly skilled therapists offer the best care possible, whether it's getting you back to 100% after an accident or just helping you reach your peak performance in your active lifestyle. Set up an appointment by calling her office at 785-462-8008. That's 462-8008. Tina Harris Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Center at 270 North Franklin in Colby. Live your life without physical limitations and pain.
Now back to more of the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Chad Jones is taking care of some technical problems here at Denon Field. Colby Eagles over the Hugoton Eagles with a score of 14-6. We've got 2:32 left here, plus the warm-up time. During halftime, we had the Colby High School band perform 3 or 4 numbers for the crowd. Great crowd tonight for the Colby Eagles. And then to conclude the halftime performance, the CHS dance team did a routine or two for the fans here tonight. Colby's making their way out onto the field and get warmed up and stretched out and get the blood flowing again for a second half of Colby Eagle football tonight. Keys we kind of went over earlier as far as things to look for here in the second half. One thing you can expect Colby coming out and taking advantage of the Hugoton defense over pursuing to the football, basically keying on and trying to shut down running back Jordan Shippers, who's had close to 270 yards here the first 2 games of this 2017 football season. Another standout performance here this first half by the Colby defense, led by that defensive line. Did a nice job of putting pressure on the Hugoton quarterback, holding the Hugoton running game to little to no yardage. Hugoton's most success offensively that first half was probably through the air, and that's how they scored their touchdown to pull it back to 14-6. Nice evening here tonight. Sun's gone down, cooling off. I'm sure the players are enjoying it just as much as the fans are here. And field's in great condition. Not sure who's all responsible for making it look sharp. That's one thing Colby's always taken pride in is the look of their football field. They probably got one of the nicest fields in the western half of the state. A lot of time and effort put into painting the Power Eagles on the Colby sideline, setting up the 30-yard line on both ends, and then the Word Eagles along the sideline on the field between the hashes,
painted in orange, outlined in black, and really adds to it, as well as the grass looks great, just like a lot of grasses around western Kansas, where we've been blessed with a lot of rain this year, and just things look great here at Denon Field. So Hugoton's making their way out. The game clock's down to 0 seconds. They'll put on another couple minutes for the mandatory warm-up. Looks like 3 minutes. Colby's gathering in the east end zone, getting last-minute preparation or comments. Looks like probably from the captains, getting everybody pumped up, ready for this second half, and hopefully they realize that they've got another tough half to go. Game's not over, and Hugoton's getting warmed up as well on the west end zone. So here in a little bit, hopefully Chad will make his way down, and he can take over and do what I've been trying to do, and hopefully you haven't fallen asleep yet, but here's the main man, Chad Jones. All right. You need to catch your breath here?
No, I'm good. I've been training for a marathon.
Okay.
I'm not doing very well.
What, training?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you're thinking about it, and that's the most important thing. You got to think about doing something before you do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you're on the right track.
And you know me, I'm a thinker.
Yeah, for sure. Just takes some of us a little bit longer to get the whole thing thought through before we do it, right?
Yeah, I didn't say I was good at it. Now we're at the half. Pretty good start to the day for Colby, but really going to have to, I think, make some adjustments here offensively. That's you know, I think the defense can get things done here in the second half, but offensively, we need to get some things going.
Yep. And, you know, like we talked about earlier there, both teams are going to make adjustments, and it'll be interesting to see come out the second half, you know, which teams make the adjustments, and not only that, but which teams are able to come out and execute those adjustments, and how successful those adjustments will be here in the second half.
Kickoff coming up here in just a minute or so. We'll take one more quick timeout. Back with more of the Eagles on radio and Colby football in just a minute.
You have a name, so the next time you travel to that big city Mega Monster sporting goods store, ask them if they know your name.
Well, give me a minute.
Ask them if they know Northwest Kansas in the tri-state area.
Northwest, where? Is that by Wisconsin or something? You know what, I'm only...
The National Weather Service in Goodland has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Norton County in northwestern Kansas, northeastern Decatur County in northwestern Kansas until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 8:14 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 6 miles north of Norcatur or 16 miles west of Norton, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and half-dollar-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Norcatur and Rager. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Kansas: Decatur and Norton.
line of scrimmage, and Mendoza didn't know for sure exactly what to do. He tried to scramble to his right and then cut back to his left. By then, the linebackers and the defensive end on the right side was able to swarm around him and make the stop.
So we'll get up for a second down now. Here's the snap. Mendoza's going to hand it off up the middle, and Colby meets that at the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Nothing going there up the middle of the Colby defense. That's just probably the strongest part of their defense is between the tackles. They've got, like Chad said, defensive linemen rotating in and out. You've got Kurth and Britt, Klein, and Hamel, and Rawl. All those guys up front. He's doing a nice job of maintaining the defensive front. And you've got the linebackers, Shippers and Brandon, filling in and making the play.
Shotgun here for Mendoza on 3rd and 7. The pass has time this time. Looks over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open receiver there just under the ball about the 45-yard line.
Had Slimp coming in the slant that time. So a punting situation for Hugoton here on 4th and long. And it'll be slipped back to punt. Snap deep for Colby. He's had a nice return earlier tonight. Metcalf had a big return as well earlier tonight for Colby. We'll see what we do. Slim gets a good snap, gets the kick away. And Snap going to catch it on the run, and he's hit and loses a football. Penalty flag flies as he was hit in the head on that one. Hit hard, and it was really not a good decision by Snap to take that kick to begin with.
I don't think he realized how close the defenders were to him, and I'm kind of interested to see what kind of call this is, because Snap did touch the ball, so once he touches the ball, he is not a protected return man. The only thing would be as if it was helmet-to-helmet contact.
Yeah, and that I think is what they're going to go with on this one.
Well, it looked like there was a push in the back, maybe. Huh. No indication of helmet-to-helmet contact. But I'm not for sure, Chad, is helmet-to-helmet contact, is that an injection in high school football?
No, I don't think so. It wasn't, and even if that's the call, it wasn't a dirty hit.
No.
Necessarily. It ended up as a hard hit, and it was to that upper where you're trying to take care of kids.
But it was a legit hit, though, because Snap touched the ball, and then the receiver did, or the defender did hit him.
So Colby takes over right at midfield after the penalty, back just across midfield. Handoff's going to go to Shippers on the right side. Jordan breaking tackles. Jordan runs out of real estate. He's on the short. I tell you, if that play's going to the other side of the field where he has more room, probably 6 on the board. But again, it's a great run on first down for Jordan Shippers. A first down for the Eagles as the game's 11.
Just a little off-tackle play there designed, and Hugoton's doing a nice job of pursuing. And they're also using that sideline as a 12th man to, if Shippers going to run, he's going to run out of bounds or he's going to be tackled.
Jordan wind up wide to the left side this time. This is Branham on the carry. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage, get forward for a couple of yards on the play. And that's one where he just that little stutter step there for Branham, looking where he go, allowed Hugoton to close down.
I think he was waiting for that guard to pull and run a little quick trap there. And that's one of those things where when you're running the trap, you've got linemen pulling, the rest of your linemen have got to cut off penetration, and Hugoton did a nice job of getting penetration, which kind of messed the play up.
Snap behind Hart. Shippers in the slot to the left. And this will be a handoff to Snap going around the left side with some good blocking. He's got the corner, and a big gain for Colby as he's going to be spotted down at about the 24-yard line. He gains about 14 there. And another first down for the Eagles. Good blocking in front of him.
Nice job there. You talk a lot about Shippers again running the ball. Shippers did a nice job as well as Brandon there getting that defensive end hook from Hugoton, which allowed Stapp to get around the left side and picked up a nice chunk of yardage there for the Eagles of Colby.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times. You got to clarify. Everybody's Eagles. Branham in motion for Colby. There's a little inside delayed handoff to Shippers on an end around, and Jordan to the right side, stiff-arming his way down to about the 13-yard line. Another first down for the Eagles.
That was one of those things where Hart did a nice job of selling play to the left, which allowed the right or left guard, left tackle, and ran pull around to the right. So Shippers basically had 3 guys in front of him as he ran around the right side of the Colby offensive line and picked up enough yardage for the Colby Eagle first down.
9.5 to go here in the third quarter. 14-6 Colby. Eagles with the football and driving. Shippers in motion from right to left. Now back to the right. Hart gets the snap, handoff right side. Branham pounds his way forward for a couple of yards on the game. Branham getting more carries tonight than we've seen on the season. And, again, you're using, Jordan and Calvin a lot like decoys, really, just letting the defenders follow them and letting somebody else run them. And Branham's done a good job. Stanley's done a good job as well when he gets his carries.
And then those other guys, the Shippers and Stapp doing a nice job of blocking, as well as, Branham does a good job blocking as well.
Shippers left on an island way out on the outside here. On second down, Hart's going to get the snap. And a penalty flag flies as Hart gets forward for a couple of yards. We'll see what the flag is on the play.
But like you pointed out, sooner or later, I would think Colby would recognize how they're playing Jordan Shippers when he's split out wide on the far side of the field, and just a little play action pass to get that safety to come up and those linebackers to fill, and it's nothing but one-on-one to Shippers to get him, on a post route, and all you got to do is basically throw the ball out to the open area, and he'll run underneath and make the play.
Yeah, jump ball is not going to be what they want. Blocking below the waist on the Eagles on this one. So it's an illegal block, and the penalty going to cost Colby 10 yards.
Or is that a 15?
That's 15, yeah. So now instead of 2nd and 7, we're looking at
second close to 20.
Yeah. Shippers in the backfield. Stapp and Stanley right. Branham in motion from left to right. There's a tight end on that left side as well. Handoff Shippers on the counter play, getting to the left side, trying to get around the corner. He's not going to do it. He's going to be brought down at about the 20-yard line. And the couple, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 18 now for the Eagles.
All Colby's doing is just running a little counter trap play where the right guard and tackle, as well as Branham, lead Shippers off the left side. And it wasn't at the point of the tackle and Hugoton defense that made the play. It was the back side, following those pulling guards that made the play on Shippers.
Shippers wide to the left side, one receiver to the right, double tights here for Colby. We don't see this very often. Very high protection situation. Hart gets the snap. Looking for Shippers, down in the corner, lobbed up, and incomplete. Well covered that time. And that's one where you want to jump ball on that one, but you got to throw it past him.
You got to throw it deeper than the defender.
Yeah.
And, that's the second or third time they've tried to go deep, and the ball's been underthrown. And Hart definitely had some pressure put on him. Number 45 from Hugoton was right in his grill.
Yeah, Vallis in there.
That's what really surprises me, that whenever Shippers has gone for a pass out there, they've gone deep every time instead of trying to get him on the inside. And then you don't have to worry about throwing up those jump balls. Just throw it out in front of him, and nobody's going to be able to keep up with him.
Shippers in the slot to the left. Branham in motion from right to left. One back in the backfield. Stanley alone to the right side. And penalty flag slide. They didn't get it off in time. Delay a game on the Eagles. It was close, but they didn't get it off in time. That's going to cost, legal procedure on the Eagles. But
that was one of those things. The first half, we were talking about how clean the first half was, and we didn't even mention about how clean the second half needs to be as far as penalties and turnovers. And Colby has definitely got their share of penalties here to start off the third quarter.
Yeah, now we're looking at 4th down and 24. 3 receivers to the left. Now we're rotating. We've got 4 guys lined up to the left side. Got some linemen out there. Block, and they're going to bounce it over to Shippers. Shippers deep down the field on a double pass. Caught by Stapp, but he's short of the first down by a couple of yards. Very creative play. They actually bounced it back to Shippers, hoping that they would think it's an incomplete pass to stop.
You know what you call that? That's the old darn play.
Yeah.
I don't think who threw that? Shippers.
Yeah.
Shippers, the design of the play is when he catches the ball, he's supposed to slap the ball and act like it was an incomplete pass, and the defense is supposed to fall for it. But I don't think the defense fell for it because it didn't take Shippers very long to get rid of the ball. But like I said, nice play there, but
gained a big chunk of yards. Yeah, and Hugoton going to be pinned deep. They're going to start right at their 5-yard line, so it looks like a really good punt. And now we're going to have
offsides against Colby.
Yeah, encroachment on the defense.
Give them 5 yards to help them get out of this hole that Hugoton is in.
Well, we're going to shoot all our toes off at this point if we don't get things under control and short up here with these penalties in the second half. Got everything in our favor there in that possession. You go from 2nd and 7 to ended up being 3rd and 24, not because we gave up sacks.
Coming up 2 yards short on a 4th down play.
Yeah. Hugoton with the 1st and 5 now after the penalty on Colby. We'll have a man in motion across the formation, just an inside handoff fake. It's a read play. Quarterback keeps it, and he's brought down for no gain on the play. Manny Mendoza, this quarterback for Hugoton, he's a tough kid, man. He's been beat up tonight, and now the Eagles beat up a little bit on this play as well.
Nice shot by Rawl and Hamel there, as well as Stanley, to make the defensive stop for Colby.
Hamel a little bit banged up on the play. He's going to come out for the Eagles. And they're going to get him stretched on the sideline.
That Hamel, that looks like maybe that might be Slavin.
It is Slavin.
It's hard to tell the 5-0 and the 6-0.
It is Slavin.
Uniform.
Yeah. Doesn't look serious. It's like a cramp as they're stretching him on the sideline. Here's a handoff by Hugoton this time, and it looked like they put a running or a lineman in there, running back on that play. It was
that number 50 for Hugoton.
Yeah, they have a 50 on their roster here.
And that's one thing.
That's Nick Gold, who's their normal left guard.
And that's one of those things where Colby's defense is not going to have anything to do with the running game of Hugoton inside the tackles. Colby's defense inside the tackles has been pretty stout tonight. Hugoton's going to have to look to get the ball in the air if they're going to move it against this Colby defense.
Mendoza out of the shotgun. Pitch play on the right side, and this is going to be enough for the 1st down as they back that time for Hugoton, hurtling up into the air as Dawson Turbo to get the 1st down. Gain of 7.
Carter Stanley came clear from the right side of the field from his cornerback or defensive end position to make the play on the pitch back there.
So 1st down for Hugoton. Started this drive on their own 5-yard line. They were really aided in that 1st down by the 5-yard penalty from Colby. Colby running some players out onto the field. Hugoton double tight. Some of that wing T handoff going to go to the fullback this time. The Eagles are going to just absolutely obliterate that at the line of scrimmage. And again, they had the left guard and Nick Gold lined up at fullback on the play.
I'm surprised as well as Colby's defense is pursuing and putting the defensive stop on Hugoton's running game, that Hugoton hasn't tried to run some type of a play action or
some misdirection.
Misdirection or some type of quick passing game.
This time they will go with a quick pass on the outside. The catch is made and giving up ground, but then turning it up and picking up a positive gain on the play was Braden Slip. He caught that for a little game. He had to go clear across the rim, probably 50 yards on that one to gain 3.
Yeah, ran 50 yards to gain 3. Colby's defense did a nice job of keeping him in front of him and forcing him back into the hash, and then Colby's defense was able to pursue and make the play. Bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Hugoton.
We'll get the snap. Going over the middle and well defended by the Eagles.
Hugoton had a wide receiver 10 yards behind the Colby secondary, wide open, and they would have completed that. That would have been 6 for Hugoton.
Right.
You can tell the Colby defensive backs, it looks like Hart and Metcalf and Stapp are all discussing who blew the coverage.
Well, they have a 25-minute delay in Cimarron on that Cimarron-Scott City game because a light fixture caught fire and burned up. And they shut it off. A bad snap goes clear to the back of the end zone for Hugoton. They're going to run up and punt this from the goal line, a line drive that's going to bounce and roll, and it's going to end up being a tremendous kick down to the 44 Colby. And, boy, it looked like disaster for Hugoton, and they're going to end up with a decent one on that one. It's just that bullet line. And those are dangerous, too, because if it hits you from Colby, you know, and you're not...
It's a live ball.
It's a live ball, yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it caught Colby's defense or punt return team off guard because they was expecting, you know, like a lot of kids in high school football, they just expect this ball to go back to the punter and the punter to kick it. And I'm not going to put any pressure on them. Whereas if they would have, you know, been alert and putting pressure on the punter, then they would have been there. And
in the last few weeks, we've been all over the punter. And tonight we've been back a little bit trying to set up the returns with Stab and maybe not running that full-out punt block, you know. And
but usually you have 2 or 3 guys designated to go for the punter and put pressure on the punter, so he's not allowed to get off an easy kick.
Eagles with the football here. Handoff goes on the right side. A nice little run by Carter Stanley. He's going to pick up 4 yards on first down to near midfield.
Just a little counter trap play where it makes it look like he's running to the left and he cuts it back to the right. Follows that right guard. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Brings up second 5, second 6.
Goodland trailing 7-0 at halftime to Clay Center tonight. Eagles with the football on 2nd and 6. Handoff goes. This is Shippers bouncing it to the outside, cuts it up the middle. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the game. Again, good job by Hugoton stretching it to the outside.
One of those things where they just ran another counter play where they pulled the left guard left tackle to the right side. Shippers gets in behind him, and like you said, Hugoton does a nice job of pursuing. They've got good backside pursuit. They're not going to let Shippers cut back against the grain. They're going to force him to the sideline and make the play on him. Only allowed him to pick up a couple yards on the play.
Third down and a long 3 for the Eagles. Rosales to the left side. Shippers in the slot to the left. Stanley in the slot to the right. Shippers in motion. They'll hand it off to him across the formation. Jordan cuts it back, and he dives forward for what should be the first down. That's going to be close. They expect they're going to spot him short.
It's going to be close. I think they're going to call timeout, and probably for a measurement, it looks like.
I think he may have it. But I would imagine they're going to bring the chains here.
As close as it is, I think. If they wouldn't measure, and if I were Hugoton, I would be requesting a measurement.
Yeah.
But once again,
if they're not, if they don't measure, they don't give it to you. If I'm Colby, I'm requesting a measurement.
Yeah.
So you might as well bring the sticks out on this one.
Yeah. That's one of those things where I'm not sure why officials. I mean, if it's close at all, for the benefit of both sides, both fans, everybody watching the game, measure it. Looks like it's. Short by 2 inches.
Yeah.
Short by a few inches.
So this brings up a big play here for Colby. Eagles need to get the
4th and 1, and I'm not for sure. I don't think we've seen Hart under center at all tonight. Is that even?
It's something. It's very rare.
Very rare.
And I would be surprised even in this situation if we see it.
Because, I mean, a quarterback sneak with 2 inches left, you can't pick up 2 inches. You probably don't deserve to win the football game in a quarterback sneak.
They're going to go with Branham in the backfield. Shippers walking to the left side. Watch him throw it.
It's hard to drive on. Right, he did, yep. No start there for Hugoton. Jump. Nice discipline there by the Colby offensive line. Being able to sit tight on the hard count, drawing Hugoton offside. Picked up the first down for Colby. Moving the ball up to the Hugoton 41-yard line.
Boy, good job by Zach Hart that time.
Well, even a better job by those offensive linemen. Yeah. How many times have you seen it whenever, I mean, the quarterback emphasizes in the huddle, sit in there tight, and the next thing you know, you got an offensive lineman jumping offside and yards back the other
And you're
way.
not huddling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't even tell them on the right of the line of scrimmage, if you move, I'll kill you. Stanley in the backfield, and they're going to run a little shovel pass underneath. Eagles catch that one, and I think that was Branham, yeah, coming across that time, and he's going to get about 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Once again, just kind of the trap action, just a little bit different action in the backfield. Right guard, right tackle pulling and trying to kick out. A little shovel pass to Branham, and trying to get in behind his offensive lineman. Picked up about 5 yards on the play.
Somebody's been watching the Chiefs. I think they ran that 6 times against the Patriots. One receiver to each side. Stanley in motion to the left. Hart gets the snap. Shippers gets the handoff. Jordan kicking it to the left side, trying to get around the corner. He does. He's going to get the first down, but that's not much more after that. Gain of about 6.
That's one of the few times they've ran a fairly quick hitter to Shippers off that left side, in which They had Branham there right behind the tackle. Snap of the ball, Branham kicks out on the end, and Hart hands the ball off to Shippers. He's able to get across the line of scrimmage and get going north and south.
And he did not get up at the end of that play. Down on the Hugoton sideline is Jordan Shippers. And that has a lot of people here going, oh, boy. We'll see what's going on with that.
It's one of those things where doesn't matter who the player is, you hate to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt playing the game.
And coaches, of course, from Colby ran all the way across to 10 to him. Good run by Shippers on the play.
Just a little sidelight.
The good news is he's up and running across the field.
And the neat thing is here in the state of Kansas, I think for the most part, sportsmanship is emphasized a lot. And whenever a player is hurt, one thing you notice, all the players from both sides take a knee and take their helmets off. And I know in the state of Missouri, that doesn't happen. It's one of those things where kind of like I hope your kid's hurt and hope he doesn't come back on the field again. But
there's really not a lot of good things in Missouri.
Yeah, that's
especially the further across the state line you go. You know, at first like 7-8 miles are okay,
or the further south you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, just a sidelight of the sportsmanship shown in Kansas high school football.
Market down third and about a yard to go, and Hart to throw on third down, and he gets the guy coming across in the backfield. That's Branham with a catch. Branham with a big gain inside the 10. Penalty flag flying all over the place at the end of that one.
Nice pass play by Colby. What they did there is they ran the number 2 and number 3 receivers off, and then ran Branham up underneath, and kind of a flood route. Branham was able to make the catch, and nice gain on the play.
There are 4 penalty flags down on this play. There's 1 back here at the line of scrimmage, and then 3 more down the field at the end of the play.
I didn't see the one at the line of scrimmage. I think they're talking about...
That one's against Colby, I think, so that's not
the line of scrimmage, yep.
Yeah, we have some offsetting stuff here. Hopefully they're not all against Colby.
But just the reaction, it almost sounded like it was an illegal hit there on... blocking the back.
Yeah.
So all 4 of them were against Colby.
Of course, 3 of them were together. And you're not going to argue a penalty when 3 officials throw the flag at the same one.
The same one.
Yeah.
Must have been obvious.
Yeah.
So just the reaction of the Colby players, I almost thought that they thought it was on Hugoton.
So what you're going to do, though, is take the procedure penalty, because that's going to be from back here and not from down the field where the block in the back, because that still could have been a first down.
Yeah, so the block in the back is declined. They'll take the procedure from the... What is that, the 32-yard line? So it'll be back on the 42-yard line. 3rd and 6. Yeah, 3rd and 6. The good news on Shippers, it looks like they had that tight calf all year, and it looks like it's a cramp again, and they're just stretching it out here on the sideline. So nothing serious. I think we'll be seeing him back in the game, but he's not going to be here on this key 3rd down play for Colby. But Colby's got the players. Yeah, they do. They can make the plays. There's so many weapons. That's what's so fun to watch with this thing. Stanley in the backfield. We got Branham in motion across the formation. Staff's going to hand it off, or Hart's going to hand it off to Staff. He's going to dive forward. He's got good game. He's not going to have the first down, but he's going to be close. That's almost the exact same play they ran with Shippers when he got hurt there on the Hugoton sideline. Branham goes in short motion, freezes over the tackle, snaps the ball, kicks out the end. Lineman blocked down, Stanley up in the hole. 4th down and about 3 for the Eagles. Hart with a hard count again here, trying to draw him off. It's a snap. Quarterback keeper, Hart, right side. And he's got the first down. He's got the first down with forward progress. He is across the 30-yard line. And looks like Hart's helmet came off. Yeah. Is he going to have to come off for one play? He would have to come out for a play if it did come off. Just a little quarterback or you take the timeout. Or quarterback draw. Quarterback draw there. He followed Branham. Picked up the necessary yardage for the first down, and his helmet came off basically after the play, I think. Yeah. But he still has to come off the sideline for a play. Thane Wilderman check in a quarterback for the Eagles. Run this one play. Also into the game, I think they've got some confusion here, and they're probably going to end up calling a timeout with 7 seconds remaining on the play clock.
Down to 5. But they have Stapp actually going to take the snap, and he does not get it off in timeout. And Coach does take the timeout. And a pretty good job that time.
So with the timeout now, will Hart be able to come back in the ball?
Hart would be able to return to the ball game with the timeout. You have to either set out a play or take a timeout in order to be able to return to action. So the timeout will allow Hart to come back into the ball game.
Because they had number 5 in there as the Stapp. So is he the backup quarterback then?
Well, you can see him or Wilderman. And Wilderman was in there initially. So I don't know. I think that was part of the confusion as to who was.
And then Stapp ends up lining up and running the quarterback position. I guess that's one of those things with as many skilled players as you have. You know, you can have any of your running backs, kind of like running the single wing.
Yeah.
So all your guys are getting direct snaps from the quarterback, so it's just a matter of knowing where you line up at and calling the play.
And it's a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll just get it to it now and go.
Either get the guy that's going to catch the snap and run, or turn and hand off to somebody else.
Yeah, so why not just snap it to him in that situation for Colby? That's what they were going to do, was snap that time. Although, you know, Wilderman 1 for 1 on the season, throwing the football last week for 11 yards. So,
okay, Baskel's back out there again.
Yeah.
Hart must not be able to go back because he's still down here on the sideline, and looks like Stapp will take the snap.
Timeout. The Stapp will get the snap, turns to hand it off, and there's communication. He's going to be brought down for a big loss. And now Hart will come back into the ball game, as will Jordan Shippers, yeah. But they got themselves into a hole here with it, 2nd down 15. I tell you, Colby is, how many times tonight have we seen drives that have just moved it, and then something, whether it's penalties or situations like this where we just haven't been able to capture.
And really, we haven't had very many turnovers tonight, other than that one pass interception. I don't think either team has fumbled the ball and left the ball on the ground. So as far as turnovers concerned, it's been a pretty clean ball game.
2nd and long, Eagles will hand it off. Shippers out of the backfield. Shippers gets to the corner this time. He'll be drug out of bounds close to the 20-yard line. A big gain for Shippers, close to the first down, to be a little bit short, but it's going to bring up 3rd manageable now. See where they spotted him out. It looks like about 17. So it's going to bring up 3rd and
that looks like about the 24.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 for Colby. And that's one of those things where it looks like Shippers has had more success instead of running the wide plays to the sideline, running those quick hitters up where he's running over the tackle and then breaking it out, because the Hugoton defense has got to suck up and try to stop inside the tackle.
Snap on the carry this time, spins his way forward inside the 20 to the 17. And a first down run for the Eagles to gain a 7. It's fun to see. You know, and that's the one thing with Colby. You look at the starting lineups and you say positions in the backfield, it's a joke. Because, and I mean that in a good way, because they can line up anywhere. You'll see Shippers at wide out. You'll see Stanley at wide out. Then he's in the backfield. And then you see Brandon this time, instead of a running back, he's split out to the, I mean, they move people around, which makes it difficult on defense. 2 receivers to each side, Brandon in motion. Shippers is the tailback. Hart out of the pistol, bobbles the snap, and does the right thing. He just picks it up and tries to go forward, and he's going to lose a couple yards on the play, and he's frustrated with that. As, I think it wasn't a bad snap. I think he just didn't get it in.
Mishandled snap, yep. But like you said, he did the right thing and alleviated the turnover for Colby, and looks like we're going to bring it to the end of the 3rd quarter.
So it's still 14-6 in favor of Colby at the end of the 3rd. We'll take a break. Back with more after a word from our sponsors. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio and Colby Football on 100.3 The Ride.
With High Plains Co-op, it's great to know that the more things change, the more things stay the same. High Plains Co-op, with locations in Hoxie, Dresden, Grainfield, Gem, Halford, Park, Selden, and in Levant. They're here to give you the service you deserve. High Plains Co-op is available for your grain, fuel, and feed needs. Check out their website at highplainscoop.com for up-to-date markets. Standing with you is High Plains Co-op.
ServiceMaster in Colby, Kansas wants you to know that your carpet is like a huge air filter, trapping dust mites, pollen, bacteria, and every time you walk across your carpet, you stir those things up in the air, and you and your family are breathing all that in. It can irritate your lungs, complicate asthma, even make you sick. But for more than 50 years, ServiceMaster Clean has been serving both residential and commercial customers. The pros at ServiceMaster will do whatever it takes to make sure you and your family live in a happy, healthy, clean home. Call ServiceMaster at 785-462-3423 to get started today. Your family is worth it.
Now back to more of the Eagles on radio on 100.3 The Ride.
Welcome back, second down and 14 to go here. The Eagles will get the snap. Handoff goes on the right side. Shippers around the corner. Cuts it up the field, breaking some tackles, and down near the first down yard marker. He's going to be a little bit short of a second down and about 12 to go, and he picked up 10.
Another just quick hit and dive play off the right side. Once again, he's not running wide behind the line of scrimmage. He's getting across the line of scrimmage, then breaking it out, and is able to make Hugoton defenders miss. Picked up about 7 yards on the play.
Well, they spotted him. He must have stepped out back at about the 12, so cost him a few yards there, but still a good run. Third down.
The National Weather Service in Goodland has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Norden County in northwestern Kansas, northeastern Decatur County in northwestern Kansas, until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 8:46 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles southeast of Lebanon, Oregon, 17 miles northwest of Norden, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This severe thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of northwestern Norden and northeastern Decatur counties. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Kansas, Decatur, and Norden.
Evades the initial defender, but not the next two that get there for Hugoton. Hart gets back to maybe the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up second and goal.
Not sure if that was a designed run or whether he was looking to throw the ball out here to Shippers, who went in motion to the Colby sideline.
So second and goal to go. That one well defended by Hugoton, and Hart did a good job just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Shippers going to land, going to dot the I here behind Hart in the pistol. They'll get the handoff to the right side. Hugoton bringing the house, and they get the Shippers brought down for a loss on the play.
One of the few times Shippers has been brought down for a loss. And once again, wasn't that quick hitter in which he gets up into the line of scrimmage and is trying to run wide, and the pursuit of the Hugoton defense was able to close him down and drop him for that 2-yard loss.
And this has been the thing tonight. Hugoton has bent a little defensively, but hasn't broke much. They've done a good job of containing Colby when they get into red zone situations.
They've been able to alleviate the big plays.
This time we fake the handoff to Shippers. Hart throws, and it's going to be incomplete. They're going to call that intercepted. I don't think he caught it.
Where's the replay at?
Oh, it's going to, and now White has to come across it. It's going to be Hugoton football at the 2-yard line.
That was one of those things where Rosales was wide open in the end zone, about right underneath the uprights. Yeah. And the ball was underthrown. So, not a good decision there with Hart throwing the football.
That's a costly one, but I tell you, I don't think he caught it. It looked like it hopped in there, yeah. But it is Hugoton football. Let's see if the D can just get her down here right away. Hugoton will get set. Mendoza under center.
Quick safety here.
And he has nowhere to go. He's hit in the backfield. Is it a safety is the question. The officials have not held their hands up. They're going to give him forward progress just across the goal line.
You know, it's one of those things that Hugoton has not had any luck at all running inside the tackles of Colby, and when you get the ball down there on the 1 yard line, and you're trying to get the ball out deep out of your own territory, it looks like you've got to run the ball wide, try to pick up yardage with quick passes, or even maybe a quick kick.
And a little different. They're going to go right into a little power, just an I formation here. Try to get something. Hand off up the middle. They're going to get to the line of scrimmage. Is going to pick up a little bit of yards.
I think that's one of those things that defensively for Colby, they've got something to play for right here, and nothing makes the defense feel any better than trying to score a safety and put some points up on the board. Those defensive points, can really get your defense to do it.
And does Hugoton dare try to pass as many attacks as they've given up today? 3rd and 11 from their own goal line. Mendoza under center. He wants to throw. He's hit as he throws, and it is in. Oh, they're going to throw the flag. Pass interference. He hit him. The crowd doesn't like it, but he did get there early.
Yeah.
It's a good tackle.
Tackled him before the ball got there, even though he wasn't going to catch it.
Yeah.
That was the break Hugoton needed, and defensively, you hate to see it for Colby because they did play 2 good downs of defense there, but Hugoton did what they had to do. They weren't having any success running the ball, and so they was either going to have to throw something wide or throw something down the field. Yeah.
We'll mark this one off, and again, the crowd for Colby not liking this at all, but he did get there. He got there early. So, 1st and 10 for Hugoton, and after they spot the penalty, the ball's going to be on the 16-yard line. Crowd into it here on the Eagles sideline, stomping their feet, cheering on the D. The Eagles get the snap. Hugoton wants to throw. Will launch one over the middle, and another one, yeah. And here's what,
and now this one is probably more obvious than the other one because the kid wasn't even going up for the ball, and the Colby defender hit him. So, this one is a lot more.
And the Eagles are trying to argue that it's an uncatchable football, but you can't hit him.
Yeah. Well, it was uncatchable because he was tackled 3 steps before he got to the football. So,
look, I'm all for Colby for both of the flags.
Yeah. And this is one of those things where Colby's got to, get these 2 penalties behind him, forget about them, and not dwell on them, and focus back in on the game, and not let these penalties be a distraction.
Hugoton with 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Puts in a man in motion across the formation. That is where the handoff goes on the end around. Colby stretching it out. Penalty flags are down. The Eagles stop him for a 3-yard loss.
I think we have a block in the back there. Stapp did a nice job of coming up hard from his corner position on the right side and was clipped. If he wasn't clipped, he was going to make the play for a tackle for a loss.
And again, this will be, if it's a hold, it'll be from the spot of the foul. 10 yards.
I'm saying it's either a hold or a block in the back.
One of the 2, yep.
Because Stapp came screaming up from his cornerback position, and
you're going to get the 10-yarder from the side of the foul, so you're going to take it now. Moving back even further, be like it'll be 1st and 21 or 22, yeah. Or if it's the 5-yard penalty, then you think about, you lost 3, you lose the down 2,
right?
You're calling off.
2nd and 10.
Yeah. So definitely they're going to take the penalty here. Hugoton will have 1st down, and they got to get to the 28-1-yard line. Yeah. About 18 to go, handoff up the middle, and about 3 or 4 on the play.
Nice job by Brandon stepping up from his linebacker position to make the tackle. Picked up a couple yards. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd 20 from the Hugoton 20.
Yeah. Isaac goes back into the ballgame. Hamlin comes out. Those 2 have been kind of rotating plays in tonight. 3 receivers to the left side, or right side, I should say, for Hugoton. And they're going to get a little screen pass out into the flat. And Stapp does a good job of dragging it out there, and then Shippers comes in to make the stop for Colby after a minimal gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 17.
We did a nice job of defending that play. You know, the main thing is to slow the receiver on that swing pass, slow him up a little bit, force him back into the pursuit, and then the pursuit gets there and helps make the play.
Colby would love to get a stop here, get the football back.
3rd and long for Hugoton.
2 receivers to each side of the field for Hugoton. Mendoza in the shotgun. Looks and throws, incomplete on the right side. Had a man, although the coverage was pretty close there for Colby. That's brought in. It's not going to be a huge gain.
Nice job there by staff by covering the flat route there on the Hugoton sideline.
Colby, the intended receiver, and this brings up 4th down for Hugoton. And deep in their own territory, they're going to have to punt this one away on 4th and 18, no doubter here. Step deep for Colby. Let's see if Colby maybe goes after it this time after that last.
I think at least a couple guys will be putting a little bit of pressure on him.
And they don't. Again, they're going to block all the way. And this is going to be a short kick off the side of the punter's foot, but it takes a good bounce before going out of bounds at about the Eagle 43. I'll tell you one thing I've noticed, and you're seeing more of this, is Houston's get winded. I mean, you see a lot of guys bent over with their hands on their knees, and they look tired.
And that's one of those things with a young, inexperienced ball team. A lot of these guys are probably playing, you know, offense, defense, and special teams, whereas Colby, rotates a lot of guys, especially that defensive line and offense and defense and special team, and so that definitely benefits.
Eagles with the football starting at their own 42-yard line. Branham in motion with 1 receiver to the right and the left. Shippers in the backfield. He'll get the handoff on the right side. Cuts it to the right corner. Oh, he was tripped up right before he got to the edge there. That looked like it was going to pop for a big play, and it ends up being a gain of maybe a yard.
Just a little trap play there to the right side. The left guard, Tommy Klein, pulling and kicking out the end. Shippers doing a nice job of running up inside, trying to get wide, and like you said, the Hugoton defender is able to trip Shippers up for about a 1-yard gain.
Clock running, 5:48 to go in the contest. Still 14-6 Colby. Jordan Shippers will be split wide to the left side for the Eagles. 1 receiver to the right. 1 back in the backfield. Branham going to hand it off. And pounding his way forward for a couple of yards on the carry. It was snapped. Calvin going to get it to the 45-yard line. We'll call it the 46. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 7 here for the Eagles.
Just a quick dive play off the left side of the Colby offensive line. You can see those offensive linemen talking about, different blocking schemes and what they need to do to have a successful play and be able to attack that Hugoton defense.
Eagles taking a lot of time to get this one in, and some of it on purpose. Again, with 5 minutes to go, they're trying to run some clock. 1 receiver to each side. Shippers in the backfield. Gets a snap. Hand off. Hart gets a snap. Hands it off to Shippers coming across. And Jordan going to get maybe a yard on the play.
Just a little counter play once again, pulling the left guard, left tackle back to the right side. And once again, Hugoton defense is keying on Shippers. And they're not reading offensive linemen or any of the other backs. They're reading Shippers wherever he goes. That's where the defense flows.
Well, the punting unit started to run onto the field, and Coach McKinney held him for a second and then sent him back out there. We're going to punt it away here. 4th down at 7.
You believe Stanley is only about 10 yards deep.
Yep. Colby gets the kick away, and it's going to go off the side of his foot and out of bounds for a very minimal gain. And you saw it clear across the track. The deep man for Hugoton was only about 20 yards down the field. They were going to bring the house and try to block that to get some momentum.
Well, they about blocked,
yeah. Sadly, had to kind of angle just to get it away, and that ends up going for about 7-8 yards is all.
And like I said, Stanley wasn't very deep, and so any kind of pressure at all would be detrimental to the Colby punter.
So here we go. Hugoton in this ball game. 4:14 to go, and they're going to start this drive at the 48-yard line. And in motion from left to right, Mendoza turns and pitches to it, cuts it up the field, and Colby there immediately to get curved off for a gain of maybe a yard on the play. Good job by Metcalf, Shippers, the whole crew in there for Colby right away.
Snap came up and turned it inside, and I think Raw got the first hand on the guy from his defensive end position there. and then allowed the rest of the Colby defense to finish up the play and limit him to 1 yard on the gain.
Second down and 8 to go. One receiver right. Pitch goes on the left side. Here's running student body left, student body right. Student body not getting it done this time for Hugoton. His curveball gets maybe a half a yard as he gets it right to midfield. It'll bring up third down and 8.
You know, the Colby defense is kind of resembling of the Hugoton defense as far as, you know, both offenses are so dominant. I mean, they throw the ball and everybody's going that way, and the defense is able to pursue and they shut down the running game. So I'm surprised we haven't seen much misdirection. Keep both defenses on it.
3rd and 7. Hugoton to pass, and Mendoza's in trouble, and Mendoza throws that one and completes it while he was almost on his back, and this is going to be a huge play for Hugoton. They're going to score. Curveball going to take it all the way to the end zone, a 50-yard pass and catch. No flags on the play. The touchdown goes, and this is a 2-point ball game here, and Hugoton with a chance to tie it. And the Eagles, with some players banged up on it, but a 50-yard touchdown completion.
That was one of those things where Mendoza stuck with it, and I think a lot of the Colby defenders thought that Mendoza was going to go down, but he didn't, and he was able to look downfield about 6 yards and saw an open receiver and tossed the ball up there. The receiver made a nice catch, avoided a defender, and then ran down the Hugoton sideline for the touchdown.
So Mendoza, and I don't know if he even threw that right out, but he was going down and just lobbed it up there.
He was on his way down and 6 inches from being on the grass and lobbed it up to the Hugoton receivers. So once again, it's, you know, Colby's got to bounce back and put this behind him and refocus and, you know, get ready to play this last 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
And here, this is huge. It's not a tie ball game. Hugoton can't take the lead, but you can stop it right here and get the football back. So this conversion attempt, because last year, if you remember the last one, they tried to run it to the right side, and Colby stopped them. I mean, just, you know, a hair short of getting in.
I think it's one of those things where Hugoton needs to remember that what they tried to do down here when they were on their own 1 yard line, try to run inside the tackles. You're not going to get anywhere against this Colby defense inside the tackles. It's either going to have to be a quick pass or a wide play to have success and pick up the necessary 3 yards to get this 2-point conversion.
I'd be surprised if they don't throw it here. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, I should say. There's a snap. It's an option play. Quarterback looking for the edge. Colby gets him. Colby gets him. He fumbled the football. It's picked up by the Eagles, but it's over with once it hits the ground here. And that is a massive conversion stop by the Eagles.
Big defensive stop for Colby.
The defense has been stellar tonight. The offense has moved the ball, but they haven't scored. They've hurt themselves with some penalties tonight and then just not finishing drives. And that's something that they'll work on a lot, I guarantee, in practice this week in preparation for Ulysses.
And that's one of those things, in order to be successful and be able to play with and compete and beat the good teams, is you've got to eliminate those mistakes, whether it be penalties. Really, turnover-wise, Colby hasn't had very many other than the couple pass interceptions. But, you know, defensively, Colby's been doing a good job, except for that last play in which Hugoton scored on kind of a almost quarterback sack play.
So they go here for 35-8. Final score from Holcomb tonight as they defeat the Ulysses Tigers. So the Tigers are going to come into Colby next week 0-3. When was the last time that's happened?
You know, Hugoton will be hungry.
Yeah. And Ulysses is going to be tipped.
Colby gets to play homecoming.
Right.
Fun and joy of homecomings.
All right, here we go. Hugoton to kick it away here. They go with a little rolling kick that Eagles are going to pick up and just fall on right at the 31-yard line. And heady decision there by Rosales to just get down.
Not taking any chances of turning the ball over.
And again, it's kind of weird because the onside kick rules are different this year. You can't use that little pop-up, and I don't know if anybody really knows what to do. That's what you've done since the beginning of football. You kick it as hard as you can into the dirt and try to get that high bounce, but again, they're worried about player safety and kids that are defenseless staring up at that ball, and so they've changed the rules on it this year. That's a national rule. Eagles with it, 1st and 10 to go. Hand off Shippers right side. Jordan dancing around and picking up a couple of yards out to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 8.
Once again, Hugoton defense swarming to the football, trying to run that off-tackle play to Shippers. And Shippers is going wide behind the line of scrimmage. And it seems like throughout the whole game, anytime he does that, Hugoton's able to limit his yardage, whereas if he's able to get up across the line of scrimmage and then make his cut to the outside, he's able to pick up a few more yards.
Hugoton will get set here on 2nd down and 8 to go. Hand off to Shippers. Again, up the middle. This time he'll cut it out to the left side. He gets about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. And a timeout called by Hugoton.
You know, we were just talking about the onside kick rule. Instead of changing it where you have to change the way you kick, why don't they just make a rule saying that you can't look up at the ball when the ball goes in the air on an onside kick? You got to keep your head down on the ground where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not a million dumb rules. We're going to take a quick break. Back with more in just a minute.
September is Ram Power Days at Colby Dodge. Take advantage of discounts up to $10,250 off MSRP on new 2017 Ram 1500s. We have a great selection of Ram trucks in stock, equipped with popular packages to meet your needs, such as the Laramie, Rebel, and Tradesman, and Express. Stop by and visit with a salesperson and see which package suits your needs. Visit us in person at exit 53 I-70, Colby, Kansas, or online at colbydodge.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'll take a small Coke.
And I'll have a large, please. You know, you can get any size Coke for just $1, right?
So, a small Coke is just $1?
Uh-huh. And a large is just $1? Yes. Are you guys okay?
You just blew our different size minds. Sorry, he got excited again.
It's nice getting any size bang for your buck. So come into McDonald's and get an ice-cold, delicious any size Coke for just $1. A la carte only. Price and participation may vary.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Eagles on Radio and Colby Football. It's 3rd down and 6 to go, and Shippers gets around the left side for a big gain into Hugoton territory. They're going to slide him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Hugoton, and Colby has 1st and 10 from there. The only bad thing about that play is he ended up out of bounds and stopping the clock.
That was one of his larger runs from the line of scrimmage. Colby's offense did a nice job of sealing that Hugoton pursuit off, which allowed Shippers to get around the sideline.
Hart out of the pistol. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself on the right side, and has a nice lane to run through, and he's got a 1st down inside the 20, or the 30, I should say.
Colby's in one of those situations right now where they can run the clock off and, milk the clock down. They got 1:45, 2nd and short. Don't worry about the score. Worry about penalties, eliminating the penalties, and hanging on to the football.
But now he was short of the 1st down, which actually is not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to run one play here, get the 1st down, and then you can take a knee as Hugoton is out by timeouts. So you might be able to stop the clock, and you can run it out and get out of here with the 2-point victory. Only have to run really one more offensive play and then a couple of knees. Now, they're going to execute those. You still can't turn it over. You have to be careful.
Call security and eliminate the penalties. Keep the clock going.
This is one of those. Colby's going to get out of this and be like, I'm glad we won, because there's going to be a lot of things they're not happy with in the game tonight, but they didn't do well.
And I think that's one of those things where, when you start your first 2 weeks with opponents that are not your level, they don't expose a lot of these weaknesses, and after this week, a lot of weaknesses have been exposed, and that's going to give you this week.
Colby runs the quarterback keeper on 2nd and short, and Hart takes it out to the 26-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down. And that'll give Colby a chance now to take a knee.
Hartman come off again.
Yep. So he has to come out for a play. And now Wilderman will come in at quarterback for Colby. And he will run the offense now for the Eagles. And this is the greatest formation, victory formation. She gets the snap, immediately takes a knee. Colby will have to do it here a couple more times.
That's one thing nice about playing here at Colby. They've got the play clock, and the quarterback can watch it and let it go all the way down versus not having that and relying on your coaches or officials to tell you.
Yeah. When we had an issue with that last week, the play clocks weren't working, and we did have a delay a game or two in there.
Are you seeing quite a few more fields have the play clock?
No, not really. Not a ton of them that have it. Hart going to be under center this time for the snap, taking his knee. And we'll have to go one more time here. Maybe.
50-second play clock now. Oh, that was more now.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it one more time. There's a 4-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. So we don't have to wait. We can do it right now. You don't have to run down. You can just get the snap and go. But we'll wait. Once it's under 25 seconds, you can take it any time in the game. Eagles hang on tonight. Didn't play their best football, but they win at 14-12. Over Hugoton tonight in Colby. We'll take a break, come back, and get things started. We'll have our post-game show brought to you by the good folks at Farm